Time is now 6:17. I call this meeting of the Weslaco Independent School District Board of Trustees to order. The date is April the 10th of 2017. Let the record reflect that we have a full quorum. Item number 3, opening prayer. Dr. Canales.
We have Mr. Carlos Roberto, who will open up this section. Carlos.
The invocation tonight will be delivered this evening by Jeannie Silva, a third grade star teacher from Airport Drive Elementary.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, you have said, where there are two or more gathered in my name, I am with them. At this moment, I ask everyone here present to unite in silent prayer for peace for Syria and peace for our entire world. Lord, hear our prayers. Precious Father, we humbly come before you to thank you for all the blessings you have given us. Blessings of family and friends, our health, our lives. Thank you for allowing us to get together to recognize and honor our WISD students, staff, parent volunteers. Bless them and their families. We ask a special prayer for our Superintendent, Dr. Canales, and our school board members. May they be guided by your wisdom, compassion, love, and Holy Spirit. Bless them as they make the best decisions for our Weslaco ISD students and staff. This we pray in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Beautiful prayer. Thank you very much. Who's got the envelope? Item number 4, Pledge of Allegiance, Texas Pledge. Carlos?
All right, tonight we have two students who will lead us in the pledge. We have Krantz Mueller Esparza Jr., if he can please stand up here. This young man is a 5th grade student at Airport Elementary and is a son of Krantz Sr. and Alma Esparza. He is a Superior Honor Roll student. Krantz's favorite subject is math. He loves to play baseball and the drums. Krantz has maintained a perfect attendance since pre-K through 5th grade. This year, Krantz won first place in the environmental engineering category at the district science fair. He plans to attend Texas A&M Kingsville to get his bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and then the University of Houston to get his master's in aerospace engineering. Krantz wants to work either at NASA or SpaceX. How about a big hand for Mr. Krantz Esparza Jr.? And if his parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Yes. Up next, you can stay right here, Krantz. Up next, we have Julian Zavala. Come on up, son. He is a 5th grade student also at Airport, and he is a son of Javier and Orfa Zavala. Julian is a Superior Honor Roll student. He enjoys football and playing his guitar during his spare time. His favorite subject is science. This year, Julian placed 5th in the physical science category at the district science fair. He is passionate about the outdoors and agriculture. He plans to attend college at UTRGV and pursue a degree in medicine. How about a big hand for Julian Zavala? And I know his mom is here. She can give a wave out to the crowd. She's out here. Okay, boys, are y'all ready to lead us in the pledge? If everyone can please stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Good job, boys.
Good job.
Thank you, boys. Good job. Item number 5, and before we move forward, there's a lot of parents that want to get a chance to see their kids, and we apologize if they're not able to get inside. We are at capacity. We have a lot of awards to give out tonight, and that's what Weslaco's about, winners. And our kids have proven so again, and we're at capacity in the building, and we ask the parents to please be patient, and if there is an opportunity, we'll get you in here. And also parents that their children get their awards, if you all will make room for the other people so that they may also come in and view their children and getting their awards. So we will move on to item number 5, awards and recognitions. Carlos.
Okay. Tonight, we want to recognize our exceptional robotics program. Elementary and middle school students build and program robots and compete against other robotics teams across the district and the valley. The district competition is based on the Texas Computers and Education Association competition, and this year's challenge was called Code 3 and was based on an emergency response theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview our kids and recognize them as they walk here into the boardroom. How about we give them a big hand? And let me tell you a little bit about these kids. Presenting the district elementary robotics competition results, this is a third place team from Margot Elementary, the firefighters. Ashley. We have Ashley Valero, Marley Gaona, Leilani Sáenz, and Jada Ortiz, the firefighters. The team was coached by Oscar and Rita Cavazos. Next team, we have the second place team, also from Margot, the Heroes. And they are Analisa Castañeda, Zenia Alanis, Gianni Ortiz, and Edgar Zamora. Congratulations. This team was also coached by Oscar and Rita Cavazos. Do we have the FDR kids here? Okay, very good. The district elementary robotics champions from FDR Elementary. And they have a big trophy there. You want to show it off, kids? The RoboVelt. These are RoboVelt, Princess Pequeño, Daniel Zamora, and Brado Navarro. Congratulations, boys and girls. This team was coached by Raul Rodriguez. If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much, kids. How about a big hand as they exit the boardroom?
Good job.
Now we'd like to present the district middle school robotics competition results. And these kids are from B. Garza Middle School. How about they come in right now as we recognize them? Central Middle School also is here. All right, presenting the district middle school robotics competitions, we have from third place from B. Garza Middle School, Techno Cats. We have Michael Vasquez Jr., Marcos Dominguez, Pedro Quintanilla, and Steven Rosales. The team was coached by Julio Trevino. The second place team from Central Middle School, Puma 1, Manuel Salazar and Job Perales. Ovidio Garcia is their coach. And the district middle school champions from Central Middle School, Puma 2, Luis Salazar, Ethan Krieger, and Gavin Givelance. Now, this team finished in 6th place at the event out of 175 teams that were coached by Randy Moses. How about a big hand for them? Thank you very much, boys. How about a big hand for them? If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Okay, up next we have the following teams advanced to the Rio Grande Valley Tournament to participate in the Regional Championship in San Antonio for the first Lego League Robotics Competition. During this problem-based contest, the students' robots had to perform 12 different missions, identifying a problem and proposing a solution. This year's theme was Animal Allies. Representing B. Garza Middle School, the BGMS Cats, we have Santos Sustaita, Ian Collin, Emmanuel Barajas, Nestor Rivera, and Oscar Valenzuela. These are the Cats. How about a big hand for them? If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? They were coached by Michael Vasquez. Do we have the kids here from Sam Houston Elementary? Sam Houston? Here we go. Come on in. Kids from Sam Houston Elementary, Sam Houston FLL. And this is Juliana Hernandez, Joshua Alanis, Joshua Herrera, Leila Salinas, Haley Herrera, Jacqueline Castillo, and Evan Hernandez. They are coached by Belinda Cancino, their sponsor. Up front, we have our kids from Cuellar Middle School with their very creative name, Captain Crunch and the Serial Killers. They finished in the top 6 in the San Antonio event, and they are Erlinda Guzman, Giovanni Avila, Natalie Torres, Elizabeth Ortega, Roxana Morales, and Sebastian Camacho. How about a big hand for them? They're coached by Jessica Salazar. If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized for our kids from Sam Houston, Garza, and also from Cuellar Middle School? Thank you very much, kids. Congratulations.
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 Good job.
All right. Do we have the kids from the district sumo bot tournament? How about if they come in? Because we also had several robotics teams compete in the district sumo bot tournament. For this competition, each team had to attempt to get their other robot to push the opponent's robot out of the ring. And in 3rd place from Mary Hogue Middle School, the Jags, Sebastian Rubio and Angel Longoria. How about a big hand for them? They were coached by Miguel Cerda. If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? In 2nd place, also from Mary Hogue, do we have the Jaguar team of Joshua Contreras, Jason De La Cruz, Jonathan Gonzalez, Mario Montalvo, and Nathan Garcia. Manuel Longoria is their coach. How about a big hand for all our kids in the district bot tournament? Thank you, boys. Do we have Noah Casares and Albert Colunga here? That's it? Okay. Congratulations, boys. Okay. We got more.
We do.
That's great.
Okay. If we can get the Weslaco East One Act team to come out here to be recognized. A lot of trophies and a lot of medals for this group. Tonight, we want to congratulate the Weslaco East High School Theater Company for a very successful UIL one-act play season. The cast and crew of Every Man, Every Woman advanced to the by-district 31-6A competition for the first time in school history. That is 3 rounds of competition for this team. How about a big hand for them? Let me introduce you to the crew members and the cast. Mario Zavala, Kayla Saldana, David Aviles, Joel Gines, Brianna Alanis, Alexandra Dominguez, Justin Castillo, Kayla Cardenas, Brianna Gutierrez, Jolie Carizales, Erica Segura, Stephanie Villarreal. Several students won individual awards. District Technician Award is Alexis Valdez. District Honorable Mention, Analisa Salinas. District All-Star Cast Award, Jessica Hernandez. By-District Tech Award, Desiree Alanis. By-District Honorable Mention, Gabriela Longoria. And we also want to congratulate Jacob Blas. Jacob received, he was the Zone Best Actor Award, the District All-Cast Award, and By-District Honorable Mention. We would also like to recognize the group's director, Lucia Mintz, with Assistant Director Maria Miller. And if their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. Boys and girls, y'all did an excellent job. Congratulations.
Good job.
Your
Parents.
Judy, tell her congratulations.
Parents?
Parents, yes. If the parents are here, can they please stand or give a wave so we know who you are? Okay, now we're going to move on to some art awards. Several students competed and placed at the Western Art Contest that recently took place at the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show. Come on out, ladies. These students competed against students from across the valley to bring home first place. From PFC, Mario Elementary, Ashley Vasquez first place in pencil category, 5th grade division. Ashley also sold her artwork for $500 at the Toasting Texas Talent Auction. We have Brandy Quiroga. Brandy, first place in the pen and ink category, 5th grade division, and she sold her work for $350. And we also have Aylin Olguin, first place in pencil category, 5th grade division from Mary Hogue School. Big hand for her, please, Ms. Olguin. And then we have Mariska Ruby Hernandez, first place in the pastel charcoal category, middle school division. Mariska sold her artwork for $600. Congratulations, students. If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Thank you, girls. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Excellent job.
Congratulations.
Good job, girls.
All right, we can continue on with the awards tonight. And tonight we want to congratulate a group of Valley very talented artists. These high school students competed in the Visual Arts Scholastic event and received regional gold medals in the 2D categories. We have Weslaco ISD High School's Maria Miller's class. If y'all can come out here, please. How about a big hand as they enter the boardroom? All right, as I announce your name, you just give a wave to the audience, please. We have from Weslaco ISD Maria Miller's class Division I winners are Mark Anthony Flores, Deandra Hernandez in 3D ceramics, Eli Hernandez in digital media, Coral Murillo in mixed media, Elizabeth Murillo in drawing, Alejandra Ojeda in painting, Montserrat Rodriguez in drawing, and Albert Rodriguez in drawing. Division II winners are Deira Sanchez in photography, digital media, Sandy Thompson in mixed media, Rebecca Torres in mixed media, and Robert Zunica in digital design. If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? In Division IV, we also had Jose Zamora in 3D sculpture and state qualifier Edwin Gonzalez in a 3D sculpture. How about a big hand for these kids? Okay, let me introduce some more kids here. They're also here. We have from James Miller's class, the division winners are Cassandra Galnares, Audrey Gasares, Deandra Hernandez, Aylin Lopez. We have Nerida Marie Lopez, Amber Ortiz, Ashley Pequeño, Stephanie Ramirez, and these were all winners in drawing and in 3D sculpture, Lázaro Torres. Division II winners are Lisbeth Bendecourt in painting and Jesus Gregorio in 3D sculpture. Let me continue on here with Division IV winners in Monica Gutierrez in painting, Julie Luna in 3D ceramics, Samantha Rubio Rodriguez in 3D sculpture, and she was also Museum of South Texas and Corpus Christi Visionaries STEAM Art Contest winner, and Amber Ortiz, third place, the high school division. How about a big hand for these kids? Thank you very much. Congratulations. Congratulations. Y'all can exit this way.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Okay, do we have Diana Juarez class here? Diana Juarez class? And we have a Division I winner. We have two of them, actually. We have more than two. We got a few here. Okay, as I announce your names, just give a good wave. We have from Weslaco High School's Diana Juarez class, Division I winners, Jada Nava, Megan Wobble, both winners in painting. Division II winners, we have Larissa Horta in collage. We have Angelique Muniz, 2 gold medals in photography and mixed media. And in painting, we have Maria Sepulveda. Division III winners are Cristal Almeida in drawing, Samuel Reyes in drawing. If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much and congratulations. Exit this way.
Good job, ladies.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Okay, up next, at this time, we would like to recognize the Weslaco High School drill team. If they can come out, please. How about a big hand as they enter? The Dreamettes, this group recently competed at the Showtime International Valley Dance Spectacular in Harlingen South and brought home not only the grand champion title, but the coveted sweepstakes award as well. To win this award, the team had to receive Division I ratings from all the judges in all categories. The Dreamettes also won Best Category Award in Pom and Hip Hop, and they also received the Judges Award. How about a big hand for them? Let me introduce them now. Members of the 2016-27 Dreamette drill team are Ariel Ceballos, Cyan de la Garza, Jasmine de la Mora, Erica Elizabeth Garces, Kayla Gomez, Tiana Guerra, Brianna Celeste Hernandez, Jennifer Nicole Hernandez, Gabriela Ruby Hasso, Emily Juarez, Elizabeth Lee Lopez, Ana Maria Mancias, Kaylee Martinez, Arafat Morales Rosales, Josie Renee Morin, Trisha Noriega, Nelea Orozco, Heaven Renee Peña, Veronica Celeste Rangel, Kayana Shanae Reyes, Alyssa Lee Robledo, Calista Robledo, Santa Rodriguez, Kate Michelle Rojas, Miriam Torres, Celeste Vasquez, and Valerie Villa. They are sponsored. Their sponsor is Raquel Rico. How about a big hand for the girls? This team earned an invitation to participate in the 2017 Macy's Parade in New York City in November. They were also invited to the Citrus Bowl All-American Halftime Show in Orlando to be held in January of 2018. If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much, drill team, and congratulations. Thank you. You can exit this way.
Good job. Good job.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hey, what does that sign say?
A few more to go. Might need some water. Okay, up next, we'd like to recognize the Weslaco ISD girls wrestling team, where they had a student qualify for state competition. This is Melina Gonzalez, a two-time state qualifier. And she finished out a very successful season with a 28-5 record, and she is coached by Jesse Trevino. If her parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Tonight, we'd also like to congratulate our high school powerlifting teams. Both the boys and girls teams represented Weslaco at the state level, and we want to recognize these tremendous achievements. Let's start off with Weslaco East High School. How about a big hand? Yes. So several members of the boys team qualified for state. We have Justin Hernandez, Robert Alanis, Roy Pedraza, Jacob Banda. How about a big hand for the boys up here? Their head coach is Rini Guzman. Let's move on to the girls. They finished in 4th place as a team in the 6A division. State qualifiers are Valeria Perez, Alyssa Juarez, she placed 5th at state. Paulo Espinosa placed 4th. Evelyn Hernandez placed third. Carolina Del Leon placed second. Melissa Morales is the state champion in her weight division. Melissa tied the squat record of 600 pounds and also broke the bench press record with a lift of 300 pounds. And they're coached by Mike Gonzalez. How about a big hand for the girls? If their parents are here, can they please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. Congratulations. Y'all can exit this way. Good job, guys.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Up next, we'd like to recognize our power lifters from Weslaco High School. How about a big hand as they enter the boardroom? All right, so team members competing at the state meet. We have, do we have the boys here? The boys are not here? Okay. Let me go ahead and announce them. Either way, Trey Caballero, Francisco Marin, Brandon Perez, Jacob Garcia, Anthony Garcia won the regional championship and placed fourth at state. And congratulations to those students. So for the girls, they also had an outstanding season. And let me recognize them. We have Mariah Garcia. Casey Lopez placed fifth at state in her weight division. Miquela Trevino and Alexis Tames placed third in state. Helen Reyes won the state championship in her weight division. Valerie Silva also won the state championship in her weight division and went on to set a new overall state record, lifting a total of 1,050 pounds. And Marta Celaya is also a state champion in her weight division and broke all 4 state records she set the year before and is the new overall state record with a total of 1,020 pounds, and they're coached by Domingo Vento. How about a big hand for them? All right, congratulations, girls. Good job. Congratulations, coach. Thank you. Yes, parents, if the parents are here, parents, please stand and be recognized. And the team also placed second at state, so congratulations to them. Okay, we do have proclamations. Do you want me to continue?
Okay. Moving on to item, that's it for the awards and
Oh,
recognitions?
actually, we have one more. Miss Erica Garcia, if she can come up here, we have a special recognition for a church in our area. Erica?
Okay.
Hi, good evening, Board and Dr. Canales. I'd like to recognize First United Methodist Church. They have founded a shoe bank since 1996. The shoe bank is called In His Steps Shoe Bank. And since 1996, they have graciously donated over 8,000 pairs of shoes to our WISD students. So I'd like to give them special recognition right now. I know this is not nearly enough. I know this is not nearly enough, but this is a little special award. This is the first time that they've been recognized since 1996, but they do so much for our district. They never tell our students no, so I thank you so much on behalf of all our students at WISD. I know she would like to say a couple of words.
I want to thank you all for giving selfishly to our students and for all the help that you provide for our kids. Before we move on, I'd like to, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for honoring us. I wasn't in the beginning, but Hilda was one of the, I think she's going out, one of the original members. And the shoe bank was started because someone complained to Kay and Brock that the kids couldn't come to school every day because they had to share their shoes. And so we started the shoe bank, and we've, as she said, we've been at 20 years, and we spent over $100,000 in the past 20 years. Most of it, at the beginning, it was supported by the city and the churches and the Elks Lodge and the service clubs. But now, when you see the Winter Texans, you need to say thank you, because they are the ones that are giving most of the money to the shoe bank. And also, the Texas Department of Human Services, we really couldn't do this without her. And also, I want to recognize Letty Martinez, because she worked so closely with us all through the years. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kindness and generosity to our district and to our students. Before we move forward, we just got done with a long list of recognitions and awards to our students. And it ranged from weightlifting, art. We had some drill teams, the drill team from Weslaco. We had robotics, wrestling. We also had theater, visual arts, and photography. They got recognized and they received awards, not just in Weslaco, but in other parts of the state. I would just like to point out that this is done with the support of their teachers and the hard work by students of putting in long hours and working hard. And also that this is available at Weslaco ISD, because Weslaco ISD is the right choice. So we'll move forward. Thank you. We'll move forward to item number 6, Proclamation for Librarian Appreciation Week, April 9th through the 15th of 2017. Carlos.
Okay, so let's do a proclamation here for Library Appreciation Week. If I could have all the librarians please stand and be recognized.
Eric.
Some of them are already standing. So whereas school librarians model and promote information, literacy, and lifelong learning, which is an integral to a free and democratic society, and whereas school librarians strive to provide their student and staff with the most current information available through the most appropriate technology, therefore, Erasmo Lopez, President of the Board of Education of Weslaco Independent School District, does hereby proclaim April 9th through the 15th, 2017 as Librarian Appreciation Week. How about a big hand?
I would like to thank all the librarians. I mean, they put in the hours, the hard days, and I know they're here before the kids get in, and they're after the kids get to go home. So thank you all for all your hard work and your dedication to this district, and keep up the good work. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, up next, we'd like to recognize our volunteers here in Weslaco. If they can please stand and be recognized. Okay, whereas one of the objectives of the public education is for parents to be full partners with educators in the education of their children. And whereas extensive research shows that parental involvement increases a child's academic success, and that students whose parents are involved in their education achieve a higher level. Therefore, Erasmo Lopez, President of the Weslaco School District Board of Trustees, officially does proclaim April 10th through the 14th, 2017 as National Volunteer Week. How about a big hand?
And again, a big thank you to our volunteers. Thank you all so much for helping the district do what we do, as we just witnessed our awards and recognitions. And I know that you all are part of this district, and we thank you as a board and on behalf of the superintendent also. Thank you very much. Anybody want to add anything to that? All right. Item number 8, public comments. We just had a workshop on rezoning earlier today, and some people had signed up. So I will call everybody's name, and if you want to speak again, you are at liberty to do so. If you have already left, well then I will call your name out twice and give you an opportunity to get up here. Our first person that signed up for public comments is Javier Salinas. Javier, before you take off, I'll read you something that
Yes, sir.
I know you're ready for. You are to address only matters that concern the school district. You are not to attack any district employee or board member. We will not tolerate any disruptive behavior by any member of the audience. If you do not abide, you will be directed to cease and leave the meeting. Before you take off, will you give us your name and your address?
Yes, Javier Salinas, 515 Short Line Street. Members of the board, today I come in thanks to our committee that just finished having our 5K dyslexia run. It was a great success, so on behalf of the committee, I want to thank the board for your support. It was a great event. We had about 200 people out there. I want to thank Mighty Joe, his wife, and Edna Perez for doing a lot of the legwork and making this a big, big success for our kids. The money raised by the dyslexia committee will go to scholarships for our kids. So we're looking at giving about 4 scholarships out to our kids this year. Now, one of the things that we do have, and we have some of our dyslexia shirts for sale. All the money from these shirts go back to the committee for the scholarships. They're $10 a piece. So if anybody's interested in buying a shirt, Mighty Joe has some in the back, and we will be taking some to the schools to give them the opportunity to buy these shirts also during the week.
Thank you.
So thank you guys.
Okay, the second person that signed up is Veronica Escobedo. And her topic was on rezoning, so I'll call her name again, Veronica Escobedo. Okay, she's a no-show. Item number 3, and I'm gonna say that Veronica had her opportunity to speak, and she did probably speak at during the public workshop. Item number 3, person number 3 that signed up is Juan Dominguez. Also had an opportunity to speak at the workshop. Maria Chaides. Okay. Está bien. Está bien.
Gracias a usted.
Thank you. Item number 5, or person number 5, excuse me. Yvette Guerrero, a student that wanted to speak also on rezoning. Yvette Guerrero. Okay. That does it for public comments. Thank you all very much. Moving on to item number 9, the superintendent's report. Dr. Canales.
Good evening. We have 4 reports today, beginning with insurance. Mike Del Rosa will lead that section. Leader in Me, a great program in our elementary schools, will be led by Ms. Sue Peterson. A marketing update from Mr. Javier Salinas and Carlos Robledo, and a brief facilities update to let you know where we are with some of our projects from Andres Sanchez and me.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Canales, members of the board. These are the standard insurance slides that we present every month, breaking down our self-funded employee benefit plan. This year versus last year, September 1, 2016 through March 31st, 2017. As far as medical claims go, last year we spent approximately $5.8 million so far. This year it's been a little bit more. We spent just a little over $7 million in medical claims so far. It's a difference of about $1.2 million that I'll round up that we spent additional in medical claims cost. Prescription drug claims, last year at this time, it was we spent a little over $1.9 million. This year, we spent almost the same amount, $1.9 million. As you can tell, that's a difference of about $46,000. So we're doing well there. Our fixed costs, which is our administrative cost, stop loss, insurance that we pay, last year at this time, excuse me, we spent $1.6 billion versus this year, like I said, it's almost identical at $1.6 million. Actually, it's a $6,000 decrease. So year to date, we spent approximately $10.6 million on our health benefit plan versus last year at this time, $9.4 million. That's a difference of approximately $1.2 million of an increase. Moving along for our self-funded workers' compensation program. This is the same standard report that we present to you. Claims this year so far, year to date, we've had 72 claims versus last year at 65, so it's 7 more this year. Total medical claims, prescription drugs, administration, indemnity, and all of the services incurred through March, $222,448 versus last year at this time, $190,085. Total paid, inclusive of all plan years for the month of March, $33,445 versus last year at this time, $82,204. We have approximately $270,778 in reserves. So we're doing okay. Questions?
I got a question about your health insurance.
Okay.
Are you gonna be okay with the money that we have budgeted, or is it gonna be?
Right, we budgeted about 14.8, so we may come in just a little over that for this year. But that we're real early to tell because we're starting to get back stop loss insurance back. So cautiously optimistic we should be okay.
Okay. On your workman's comp, what kind of claims are you getting? Are they just slips and falls, or?
A little bit of a mix of slips and falls and sprain strains. Nothing really serious, knock on wood, but a lot of slips and falls and strain sprains. So people, falling down, slipping, tripping. Also, for example, we had a security guard that had an altercation with a student, filed a claim. So nothing major, but luckily.
Mike, is there a time frame as far as when somebody's injured on the job that they can file a claim?
Standard operating procedure is to notify their immediate supervisor immediately, and then they refer them to risk management. So, as quickly as possible.
Is it normal for someone to outside 2-3 weeks from the incident?
No, not necessarily. It's not normal. So when we have situations like that, it does raise a flag of suspicion as far as the validity of a claim. We ask that employees make record-only claims. They may suffer an injury. They might not go to the doctor, but they do file the claim as a record-only. So later on, 2 or 3 weeks down the road, if they do decide that they need to go see the doctor, then certainly that's available to them.
Have you looked any more into your, I know when we moved your safety coordinator out of your office, have you looked at maybe trying to hire that back?
We're studying it, but like I said, I know right now that budgets are tough. So we're still evaluating whether or not we're going to post that position. I'm sure we will. I'm just waiting to get the okay from Dr. Canales and HR working with them.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, Mike.
Now we have the Leader in Me.
Most of you are familiar with the Leader in Me program that we have at our elementary school campuses. This is our 3rd year of Leader in Me at 8 of our campuses, the 2nd year at 2, and then next year We will be bringing on our elementary schools and our our 4 middle schools and our last elementary school to the Leader in Me program. We will be the only district south of San Antonio to have a K-8 Leader in Me program. So we're very proud of that. Leader in Me was founded actually by a principal in North Carolina, and then she worked in conjunction with Covey to develop Leader in Me for elementary schools. It's relatively new to the middle schools. And it was based on the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which has been around for quite a while, and that is the cover of the book that's for the student program. These are the paradigms for Leader in Me, and as you look down the list, you can see that those are things that we are trying to do in our schools every day. If you've had the opportunity to go to any of the campuses when they're having their Leader in Me presentations, you can see that our students are learning how to talk to groups and present themselves in public, and we are developing the whole person. This is the habit number 1 in Kids Speak. It will be different for the middle schools, but these are posters that the elementary schools have in their classrooms. So this is habit number 1, be proactive, and if you ask a student what that means to them, many of them will say, I'm in charge of me. We had the symposium for the Leader in Me organization in McAllen in February, and this is the first time the symposium has been held, again, south of San Antonio. In the past, our staff has had to travel to San Antonio and Austin. They host them all over the country, so for them to host one here was a big deal. So our schools took advantage of it to showcase what they're doing and to showcase some of our campuses. These are students who performed there at the McAllen Convention Center for Memorial. We also had staff present. This happens to be Miriam Zamora from Clark-Held Elementary presenting. We also had Silva students present, and we had airport staff present some of their activities. Then we also had 3 of our campuses that were tour sites. At the symposium every year, they take the people attending to different schools who are participating in Leader in Me. And our school sites for visits were Sam Houston, Airport, and Memorial, and this happens to be Memorial. The little tree there where it says rethink, each school that was a campus visit site received that trophy. And students performed and led tours. They had a presentation. These are the students at Memorial Elementary presenting their play. This is Airport. You see 2 of the students speaking to the visitors there and greeting them as they came in. These are students at Airport leading tours of their classrooms, and you can see the little girl in the hall there talking about the bulletin board. These are students at Sam Houston, which was our 3rd site, greeting the people as they came in. They also had a presentation and then taking the staff on tours. And KWES was able to put together a video for me. This is pictures from the Sam Houston presentation, but then we'll have the video. Yep. We tried to embed it in the presentation, and it didn't work, so Mr. Obledo promised he would be here to assist.
Good job, Carlos.
60%. So there's still kids
Sharpening the saw.
Let me explain.
Begin with the end in mind.
So you could be proactive.
Weslaco ISD is proactive in integrating and promoting the Leader in Me program to elementary schools. Now in its 2nd year with the district, the students are receptive.
In 1929, our school is only on its 2nd year, but we've already gained so much from it.
We've learned that we can make a difference in our lives, our school, and even within our community.
We take the 7 habits and we find a way to integrate it into our lessons. And then it becomes not just art, but something meaningful.
It's growing all across the district, and parents have also partaken in some of the events. They too feel the impact of positive and productive behavior, which comes with the 7 habits of highly effective people.
I really feel happy because normally I'm working every day, and today I feel happy because I'm here with my daughter.
I feel happy because he's here.
My favorite leadership role is bringing out the leaders.
And because of the success of the program, Weslaco ISD is asked to take part in this year's symposium, which has teachers and administrators from all across the valley meet at the McAllen Convention Center.
And every time our students do something successful, we share their accomplishments.
Our school district spearheads day 1 of the conference.
We want to create these activities
and deliver some valuable and informative presentations.
Welcome to Rival Elementary, where leaders become true.
Day 2 brings guests from other campuses out of town to our district to see exactly what Leader in Me has given WISD students.
I, for one, can tell you that we have been looking forward to having you here with us. And I can only speak for the rest of my peers, who I know are excited also.
I love it. I'm excited. I'm energized. I want to be here. I want to get to know each one of them.
A tour of the campuses is all student-led. All scholars work together or synergize to impress our visitors.
Touring around here, it was uplifting for me, encouraging, and there's a lot of work we need to do at our school. And just seeing the walls, the classrooms, the teachers, the kids, everybody involved, making it their own community, their own family here, that's what I want from my school, for my kids.
The kids are amazing. They're so welcoming. They're just so knowledgeable of what they're talking. They know. It's not like they were trained for it. They just speak from the heart.
They blossom from it, and we've seen several kids come out of their shell that were kind of quiet, a little bit reserved. Now they're taking more of that leadership approach, with what they do with the Leader in Me.
We have 3 correctors signed.
For KWES TV, I'm Mike Gonzalez.
So I want to thank KWES for putting that together. Thank you very much.
Good job, Carlos.
And I also want to, get me back up there. Thank the campuses, because they're really doing a fabulous job implementing this, the Leader in Me at all of their schools. And the last slide is just any questions. We are grant funded right now. All of our campuses that are currently in Leader in Me are grant funded. We have applied for the 4 middle schools in the last elementary, and we will know in May if we'll receive more grant funding for that. We've been told that it's pretty positive looking, but we won't know for sure. Any questions about Leader in Me?
Ms. Peterson, I had the opportunity to actually, I had a day off and I visited Sam Houston Elementary, and those students did an awesome job that particular day. And I'm assuming also the other elementaries, they did an excellent job too.
And Kleckler Held is having their Leader in Me Day this week. Where's Ms. Van?
Thursday.
Oh, on Thursday,
I believe
and so you're welcome to
Yeah.
attend there at 8:30 to 10:30. I know she's here. Sorry about that. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Ms. Peterson. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
And next, we have the marketing update to give you a preview of what else is coming by our internal team.
No. Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Robledo, myself, and Mindy have been working real hard with our marketing plan for the school district. Currently, Mr. Ivan Perez received a contract for Pink Ape today. So everything that you've seen out there in the community is all staff-driven. We get together, we brainstorm. I sent you guys a link last week on the first commercial we ran on Channel 5, because, like Mr. Lopez said a while ago, we are the right choice, and we are a tradition of excellence. Weslaco ISD has been around 95 years. We have produced lots of leaders in 95 years. Some of you are on this board as leaders, business community leaders, doctors, lawyers, and this is all because of Weslaco ISD. So that's the theme, Weslaco ISD, a tradition of excellence. We will have 6 commercials running with 6 different topics, 6 different individuals that have been successful in this community. Aside from that, we will, and I really do, and we have 2 billboards that we have rented out there. We do have a commercial be running at the movie theater, plus a banner at the theater. So we have a lot of great marketing ideas that right now we're doing as a staff. And I'm hoping once Pink Ape comes on board, they can take over some of these things from us, because very time consuming to get all these things out there. KWES is swamped, it's end of the year. So KWES is busy every single day videotaping our kids and being successful. With that, I'll let Mr. Robledo talk a little bit more about the marketing plan.
So what our plan is, and this was conceived between KWES and Public Relations, and we came with the idea that we have alumni. Like Mr. Salinas has said, we've been here for over 90 years, and I like to say Weslaco ISD built this city. So if we can showcase some of our alumni, some of our recent alumni, some of our success stories, I think we can get the word out and we can make the point that WISD is a great choice for our kids. So I'd like to show you one of our next, you've seen the one of Harlan Block, which has already been out. It's been airing, it's been on media, it's been on television, radio. We're also going to have ads that are going to be on the internet, which will be starting later this week, and also, like Mr. Salinas said, at the movies. So we're going to go multimedia. We're going to be in several different areas so that the public can know a little bit more about Weslaco. Yes, radio stations. I did want to say that now is really the perfect opportunity. We're not really behind, but this is the time where we really need to be out there in marketing our school district because registration is taking place. We have registration that's actually going to begin tomorrow for kindergarten and pre-K, and so now is really the time to push. So you'll start to hear some commercials out there on the radio as well, talking about our pre-K and kindergarten program. So let me show you the next commercial that'll be coming out on television.
This is a rough draft.
Pretty soon. This is right. This is our first draft, and this is produced by me and my team over at KWES. Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need. As an attorney, WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
That give you chills, like it's giving us chills up here. We're very prideful here in Weslaco ISD, so we want to make sure that that's the message we take out in this community, because this community has built the Mid-Valley. Not other school districts. This school district has really built the Mid-Valley. As Mr. Rell says, we will be on the radio, lots of the radio next week or so with our pre-K kinder enrollment. Thank you, Mr. Garcia, for leading that. But we will be all over the place, so letting the people know, Weslaco ISD, the right choice, a tradition of excellence, because this city has created so many great leaders, and we want to make sure that everyone around here knows this is a place to be. We are the right choice. Any closing argument?
That's pretty much it. We look forward to any of your comments, and look out for those ads that will be out there. If you all have any questions, we can answer them right now.
Which movie theaters are we targeting?
The ones here, the movie theater here in Weslaco.
Okay.
We'll also have a banner up there as well. A banner will be inside the lobby, representing our school, promoting our school district, and then also commercials before the movies begin.
We've done our own preliminary research, and we know that the younger mothers are the ones that are making the key decisions when it gets to the kids to pre-KK. So we're targeting those radio stations with those demographics. We've also looked at Channel 5's demographics. You know, we wanted to go straight with Channel 5, and we learned through our demographics that at the 6 o'clock news, we have 60% women watching and 40% men. But at 10 o'clock, it's the opposite, 60% men, 40% women. So we're looking at our demographics to hit the right targets, because we want to make sure that whatever we spend on this, it's going in the right market at the right time. We're doing them live with Kelly. We're doing them with the doctor's show. So we're real strategic in how we're putting our commercials, because staff, we meet and talk about this. We want to get the competitive markets out there, and you know, it's all the work from us at this time. So I'm real proud of my team. You know, they've done a great job, and Dr. Canales has a lot of input on it, because she's the last one that has to say yes, right? So we just produce the media that we want, and she okays it, and we run with the ball. You know, we take the ball, we run hard, because we want to make sure that everybody knows about this district.
Yeah. Javier and Carlos, let me add, and you all made a lot of good points. I had a breakfast meeting this morning, and in that meeting, I was told something about the marketing. Moms make the decision where the kids go to school. So let's make sure we get input from the moms as to what we need to do to get our kids back and keep all the ones we have and get some more to make Weslaco a shining star.
Yes,
Keep
sir.
it shining. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And finally, we have the facilities update, just to bring everybody up to speed about where we are with the, I think it was 19 projects that the Facilities Committee had been working on. And they're in different stages of the process. So Andres.
Yes. Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Canales, you'll see on the slide, there's 9 projects listed, or 10, there's 2 9s. And then there's a second page. These are all the projects that the board approved before. There's some of them that we have already contacted, met with the architects. We have done several things. I'm going to go through them real quick. On the first one, on the roofing project, we have met with the architect. We gave him the information we had on the projects. They're looking at what we gave them. They said it would take them about a month, so we're looking at about another 2 more weeks before we can get back information from them. On the magnetic doors, security huts, wrapped system, we met with the architect for the security huts last week, and he's meeting with the maintenance department tomorrow to finalize locations and what we're going to need for that. We'll come back to the board later with an agenda item for Metro Construction. The HVAC equipment and controls district-wide, including the rewiring for electrical system at Margo. We're still working on that one. We want to recommend that we hire a mechanical engineer for that to help us. We'll come back to the board either May or June with more information. Number 4, fire alarm system district-wide. That's basically Weslaco High School and central office. We're recommending in tonight's board meeting that we hire an engineer to help us with that program. Number 5, renovation of gross locker rooms and showers at Weslaco High School and Weslaco East. We have met with the architects. Coach Rojas went to both high schools to see the locations. They requested information on plans from the schools that we have for the maintenance department. They're looking at them right now. Once we have more information, we'll let the board know. Item 6, fencing project. That is fencing project for Margo, Northbridge, Silva, Gonzalez, CTE, Calvillo Building, Early College High School, Aquatic Center, and Horton AEP. We have an agenda item tonight for approval of Metro Construction for this project. Item 7, Weslaco East High School Band Hall. We met with the architects already. We are going to have a meeting probably till next week. We're trying to arrange a meeting, but we're having conflicting times for meeting, so we can go over the information. Some of what discussed early for the new band hall, the use of the old band hall, for the we can repurpose some of the old band hall buildings to help with the school. We'll bring a Metro Construction, hopefully May or June. Item 8, Weslaco High School Field House. We met with the architect as well. We gave him the information we need. Coach Rojas and Coach Salinas provided information. The architect is working on it. They'll get back to us, and as soon as we know, we'll let you all know. Item 9A and 9B, these are renovations for the CTE program. One is at the Calvillo building remodeling, and another one at the Pete Abrigo Ag Farm. We met with the architect last week. They're working on the information that we provided. They'll get back to us, and we'll let you know. Item 10, lights at the tennis courts. We have an agenda item to recommend an engineer tonight's meeting, and we'll bring a Metro Construction probably in May. 11, Roosevelt Elementary, we haven't discussed anything on that project. Item 12, pavilions at 3 middle schools. We met with the architects last week, and we have an agenda item tonight for approval of Metro Construction for that project.
Let me ask you,
Yes, sir.
I know it's an agenda item, but on these pavilions, in your 10 elementaries, do they have enclosed pavilions?
No. So, thank you.
You don't have enclosed pavilions?
No, we don't have that yet. We're right now talking about pavilions for the 3 middle schools that don't have one.
I understand. But those middle schools, they have gyms already.
Yes, sir.
And I guess I'll ask you on the agenda item, but why do we need pavilions if they have enclosed gyms?
Okay.
I'll wait on that.
Okay.
I'll let you find
Yes,
the
sir.
answer before the agenda item.
Okay. Okay. Item 14, parking improvement district-wide. We have the locations where we need parking lot. We're trying to get more information on the square feet so that we can provide more information for an agenda item. We'll probably bring it to the board in May. Number 15, parking lot additions at Silva and Gonzalez Elementary Schools. We have an agenda item to recommend the approval of a civil engineer to assist us with the project, and also a Metro Construction so we can proceed with this project. 16, band practice, asphalt at Weslaco East High School. This item will probably be included in the agenda and the construction project for the band hall. We discussed it with the architect already, but we'll get you more information later. 17, district digital billboard. Right now, we're looking at hopefully buy or rent a property near the expressway so we can have a location for a billboard. As we know more information, we'll let the board know. 18, replacement of turf and resurfacing at the running track at Lucky Stadium. We have an agenda item for the board to consider approval of the ranking on those proposals, and we'll have it later on. 19, chemical storage buildings. We need a chemical storage building for the aquatic center because right now the problems with the equipment because we have it inside the building. We want to recommend at a later meeting, hopefully a special meeting next week or in May, that we hire an architect, for this project. And we have an architect in mind that we want to recommend to the board. Right now, the total for these projects, the column there shows $31,547,200. That is not correct. It's actually $30,722,200. Item 10 was added twice because I was working with the presentation and I did not delete it from the total. The total required for these projects, the estimate that we have is $30.7 million. We have $32 million available right now between money from the maintenance tax note that we want to acquire and money in the fund balance. Any questions from the board?
You've been meeting with architects already, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody given you any concern as to the amount of money you have set aside?
Not yet.
As to, are we in trouble, are we okay, or any kind of input?
Not yet. That's what they're working on right now. We provide them, like in the band hall, we gave them the layout and the item that we needed program. So they were working on measuring items and rearranging. And once they're working it, they'll let us know and then we'll get on it to discuss it.
Okay, you've included the $4.6 million, no, excuse me, where is Roosevelt?
11.
Yeah, that's included in here,
4.9.
4.9, right.
But we're not gonna do anything at this point,
So that would be additional funds.
so, and the reason is that there's a possibility that we will build a new school at the north side of town, move them out the way we did with Ibarra, and then bring them back, but that's future.
Okay.
So if we don't do anything with Roosevelt right now, and we get in a bind, we can use that money? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now it's available for facilities or other needs, and the board will decide
Andres,
that part.
Number
Yes, sir.
1 and number 8. I believe you had originally 1.8 million in the roofing and now it's 2.5?
Yes, we have extra money because the architects are mentioning that we might need additional work on some of the campuses, so we put it at 2.5.
And what was the original budget for the field house?
1.8 is what we had.
For the field
1.8
house?
million for the roofing, so.
No, I already said 1.8 for the roofing, now we're at 2.5, and you explained
Yes,
yourself
sir.
why. The field house, what did we have previously?
The field house,
Or was it always 2.9?
that's always been like that. When we were working on the bond issue, we had a little bit more, because we were
Okay.
using a 20% estimate for architects testing fees. We just used 15 this time.
Okay.
But from these monies, you don't have anything for a new elementary, right? There's no money,
No,
which you've listed, nor for land either.
no,
You
sir.
gotta buy the land.
No, right,
And
we
the
have,
board will decide later whether we back on Roosevelt, whether we renovate Roosevelt, or we build a new elementary.
Yes,
That's
sir.
for later for the board to decide,
Yes.
correct?
definitely. Any other comments?
I wanna get building as soon as we can.
Yes, we're in touch with the architects on that.
That's it?
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thank
Sanchez. Just one more. At our last, I'd like to recognize our new coach for Weslaco High School, our head coach, Mr. Salinas, Coach Salinas, Mike Salinas. He was not here. So to make sure that everybody knows him. So, Coach, if you'll just step forward so people can meet you.
Coach, would you come up and say a few words for us, please? Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. It's an honor to be here, humbled to be the new head football coach at Weslaco High School and the athletic coordinator. Excited to get to work and appreciate everybody's support, and we're just looking forward to getting to work with the kids. Thank you again for all of your support.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Moving on to item number 10, consent agenda. I'll start at my left. Doctor?
I'd like to pull item number A on the minutes.
Item number A. Okay. Isidoro?
I just, for information purposes, letter L, and then under N, 13.
I have nothing. Oscar?
No.
Andrew?
Information purposes only, letter M as in Mary, and number 2.
M2.
Mhm.
Patrick?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve with the exceptions as noted.
So motion.
Second.
Go ahead.
Okay, we have a motion by Patrick and a second by Andrew to approve the consent agenda with the exceptions of item A, item L, item M2, and N13. Any discussion? Well, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. I'll start with Dr. Rivera. Item A.
Yeah, just information. I talked to Attorney Ivan Perez, and at the rezoning meeting, I know Dr. Leo presented. So I guess on the update, Dr. Canales, can you let us know what her role is in the district and how much money we paid her?
Okay, on the Friday update, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What the role is?
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. That's it for item A, Doc?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get them all, we're gonna go through them all, and then we'll approve it all at once at the end. That's good. Item L, on the second page, approval of summer work schedule for central office and campus staff on year-round contracts.
Dr. Canales, is that just for information, or just to see if it's the same as last year, or is it new schedule for central office staff?
Okay, we'll have Ms. Segura, who will answer that question.
Good evening, Dr. Canales, members of the board. You should have information before you on this item. This is requesting the approval of summer work schedule for central office and campus staff on year-round contracts, and Mr. Nieto, you are correct. We are following the same schedule that has been in place for many years. And with the approval of this new summer schedule, this would allow for the central office staff and campus staff to have a 3-day weekend. The schedule would be as normal, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 12, with a half-hour lunch, 12 to 12:30, and then continuing 12:30, ending at 6 o'clock p.m. Monday through Thursday, which would allow staff to have Fridays off. This schedule does not include your manual trade staff, which are normally your 260 employees, custodial, maintenance, some 260 transportation staff, safety and security, and your energy management staff. Upon approval of this summer work schedule, this would begin Monday, June the 5th, 2017, and will continue until Thursday, July the 27th, 2017. And we will return to our regular work hour schedule for central office staff and year-round staff, which would resume on Monday, July the 31st. And this is basically the same schedule we followed for several years now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good enough?
Good enough.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Segura.
Moving on to item M2. I believe that was Andrew?
Yes, Mr. Garcia.
M2.
I just want to make sure that the service truck is the one you want, that we actually need.
Actually, it's not what I want, it's what we need.
Wow.
I
corrected myself.
Currently, we have a 23-year-old vehicle, which does the work. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but as I told Mr. Garcia, with the district growing, us getting more buses, we need to be proactive, and we need 2 vehicles. We have 2 schools. A lot of the middle schools are now involved in all the sports, so sometimes we have to follow just one set of buses, and then we're left without a service truck in the department, and then the other school has to go without a service truck following. So we need 2 service trucks at this point. I mean, it's just,
Is it the engine that you wanted?
yes, it's the Cummins engine that I wanted, because all the fleet in the buses is the Cummins, and our mechanics work with that day in and day out.
Thank you. I'm good.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
That's it.
Okay.
Moving on to number 13. N13. I believe that was, who pulled that one?
I did.
Dr. Rivera.
Just for informational purposes, I know that every year athletics needs more monies, but also with a new head coach coming in, with this, I guess you're going to work with him, so, because a lot of time new coaches need new things and to make sure that we work with them on that.
That is correct, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Part of for the budget amendment, the biggest drive that we have, sir, is we want to get our orders for the fall going now.
Correct.
So that when our fall programs start, football, volleyball, cross-country, tennis, swimming, and golf, as the year or the spring progresses, we start to get our orders in. So that's why we see a pretty high number. But that's the sole purpose also. And also, of course, to get us caught up with student travel, meals, lodging, those expenses, because of the great successes that we have here in Wesco, those expenses do go up some, sir.
Okay, good enough.
Andres, what's the increase?
The total increase is $700,000.
$700,000. And where are you paying $700,000 from?
From the fund balance assigned for facilities or other needs.
I'm sorry?
We have other functions than the budget that we could have taken it from, but, so I wouldn't go into those functions right now. I took it from there.
And last year, you also raised the amount for
Yes, sir.
athletics. How much did you raise it last year?
Close to $700,000 also.
So you put that in addition to this year's budget?
Yes,
The increase, you put it back again?
Yes.
So we spent $700,000 now plus another $700,000.
Well, we didn't spend it all. Part of that, $350,000 from last year.
So you're going from your fund balance, what you're gonna have left over, you do your final amended budget?
Yes, one of the additions we did last year, the items actually came in after September 1. I was not aware. I thought they came in early, so the money ended up going back to the fund balance since we didn't spend it. We didn't pay for the items because they came in
I
September.
understand. So in the area of curriculum and instruction, do we also have money to put into that budget?
No?
Do we need budget in curriculum and instruction?
We don't
The
have that
schools?
budget.
Do we need?
No.
Can
not right
you, can you check with the principal to see if they have enough money too? I mean, we do it for athletics, let's look for curriculum too.
We are working with the schools.
Okay.
They need items, we've been working with them.
Okay.
And we can look at the process too, if we need to, on that.
Good point, Dr. Rivera.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll
That
move to
addresses,
approve.
that addresses all the concerns on consent agenda, item A, item L, item M1, and N13. So I have a motion by Andrew to approve.
Second.
A second by Isidoro. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. To approve the consent agenda. Moving on to item 11, discussion items. A, interim financial report for the month of March 2017. Dr. Canales.
Okay, for this one, we have Mr. Andres Sanchez.
Yes. Mr. Lopez, Dr. Canales, members of the board, I will go over the report for the general fund through March 31st, 2017. The local revenues, we budgeted almost $25 million. We have received $23.9 million, which represents 95.6% of the budget. Most of the money constitute property tax collection that we've been getting a lot of them. State revenues, we budgeted $129.1 million. We have received $80.6 million through March 31st. That represents 62.4%. On federal revenues, we budgeted $14.7 million. We have recorded already $9.1 million, which is 61.8%. Through 7 months, which is March, that represents about 58% of the budget. We have received 67%, so we have received more than the proportion for the 7 months. On the expenditures, altogether the functions, we budgeted $172.5 million. We have spent or encumbered through purchase orders $94.3 million, which represents little less than 55%. So that is 3% less than the percentage we should be at, going by the number of months in the year. Any questions on that?
Any concerns that you have?
No, one of them was athletics, but with the board approving it, that covered that one. Function 11 has money available, represents, we had budgeted more teachers that we ended up hiring because of the decrease in enrollment. So there's gonna be some savings in there, which will end up going to fund balance assigned for facilities or other needs at the end of the year.
Well, let's contact the principals, as Dr. Rivera had said, if you have some extra money there, if they, I don't know how we go about handing money out, but if there's a possibility to help them out, right now is the time to do it.
Well, one item that we help them with is, with attendance incentives. We have the numbers ready.
With the what?
Attendance incentives,
Okay.
and we usually do it out of the Function 11. We've been doing that for a long time. That's something that Dr. Rivera started a long time ago.
And I'd like to add that with the district advisory committees and the campus advisory committees, as we go through that process, as we look at scores, as we look at trends for kindergarten kids, for pre-K kids, all the way up to 12th grade, we may come back with some requests that we need for curriculum instruction through teacher training, through professional development, supplies, materials. So we're excited about getting that process going and using it to clearly identify the basic needs and plus more for our district.
I didn't see on the report, I had to step out for a minute, but under attendance, how many kids are we over or less than last year? I don't think it's in here.
No, it's
I know
not.
every month you give us the amount.
It was
so
about 430 or so less students.
less than last year.
Yes. And it's been consistent
So
around
you
the 400
calculated
number.
your ADA will be, you met the budget.
Right.
Because you budgeted less anticipating,
We're only
a
4
reduction.
ADA short, so we pretty much make
how many short?
4.
4?
Yes.
Okay.
Any more questions on the financial report? Okay, moving on to item B, acknowledgement of Hidalgo County Tax Collection Report for February 2017, current taxes and delinquent taxes.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, take us through that
Yes.
one.
And the report on tax collections for February 2017, the Hidalgo County Tax Office reported collections of 87.03% for current collections, and 86, which compared to last year, which was 86.33, represents 0.7% more collections. And on delinquent taxes, which is the prior year levies, they collected 15.28%
How
of
much
the
is
levy.
it? How much?
15
15?
through March, yes, sir. Last year, that number was 15.68, so that is 0.4% less. It's not on the agenda, but related to collections, we just got the report for March about 4 o'clock today. They got close to 90% in collections, so they bumped up another 3%. So that's what the local revenues were a lot higher in the financial statements.
How much do you have in delinquent taxes not collected? Your goal is about what? To
Collect
about
20%.
20%?
20%.
So the 80%, how much is out there outstanding in delinquent taxes?
As of March was 3.4% collected.
In the millions.
3.4 million. Yes,
It's high.
yes, exactly. But it's been consistent pretty much through the years. So we try to get the most through the current collections every year. Any other questions?
Okay, moving on to item number 12, discussion and possible action items. Item A, discussion and possible action to approve the 2017-2018 academic calendar. Dr. Canales.
Okay, Ms. Sue Peterson will be taking us through this one. We did have, as in previous years, we sought community input, teachers, students, parents, and department heads, had that data, and then looked at it and are about to make a recommendation for your approval for next year. Ms. Peterson.
So I've provided calendar updates to you the last several weeks and the board updates on Fridays. And you have a board agenda item in front of you. You can see by the voting that calendar 2 was the clear winner in every group on the voting.
I'll make a motion to approve calendar 2.
Second.
Thank you.
You're done.
Thank you, Mrs. Peterson.
It's late.
Who seconded it?
I did.
We have a motion by Dr. Rivera and a second by Andrew to approve calendar number 2 for the 2017-2018 academic calendar. Any discussion?
Yes. Just a curiosity, why don't we get more teacher participation? And our teachers at the elementary really getting our students to vote. Just so many students, so it's just a curiosity.
I'm back. All right, so we had 2,130 more votes than last year. So there was a significant larger participation in the voting this year. I would say the majority of the votes are the high school students based on the comments, because you could make comments as you voted, and technology sent me the comments, and you can tell students because they have a different ID. So there's a number there attached. And there were a couple that said my teacher made me vote. I didn't really want to. So I'm thinking that we had a large number of, well, it's a very large number of students voted. But I think.
But it's in line, it's in line with the consensus.
It's in line, every group voted for calendar.
Well, that's good, because last year we made it a point to not let us put so much emphasis on the student voting, because they determine this year's contract. And so just wanted to make sure, but everybody I spoke to, and I did vote calendar number 2, so.
So you're a winner.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. P.
Okay, again, we have a motion by Dr. Rivera and a second by Andrew to approve the 2017-18 academic calendar. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item B, discussion and possible action to authorize purchase of global positioning system hardware and monitoring services for the district school bus and white fleet. Dr. Canales.
Okay, on this one, we had some pilots, and here to address this one, we have Mr. Lupe Garcia and Mike De La Rosa.
Good afternoon, good evening, Dr. Canales, members of the board. Over the past several months, we've been looking at the feasibility of installing our fleet with the GPS tracking systems. A lot of districts are already doing that. Of course, a lot of these savings in fuel, student safety, and extending the longevity of our fleet were major concerns. So we did have a pilot program with these 3 companies. Mr. Garcia and his staff evaluated these different companies. They all provided samples, which we installed in our buses and we monitored over the past several months. So based on those results, we're recommending that the board authorize the purchase of these systems through Zonar, and that'll be through the SHI Government Solutions Purchasing Cooperative.
That's not the lowest one. It's not the lowest one.
It's not the lowest one. Actually, Zonar provides $50,000 in grants for the initial purchase of the hardware. So even though they weren't the least expensive as far as the initial hardware, they do, because they're covering the first $50,000 of the purchase. And in exchange for that, we're agreeing for a 3-year monitoring agreement, similar to a cell phone back in the day when they would actually give you the cell phone and you would sign a contract to buy the service from them. That is the similar situation that we're looking for here. As far as the monitoring service, they are the second lowest at $20.99 per unit. Geotab was $32. EduLog was the least expensive as far as monitoring service, but that did not include data.
So that's your recommendation?
The recommendation is Zonar, yes, sir.
Mikey, and it shows here, Mr. De La Rosa, about 37,000, Mr. Garcia? If we go with this program, installing them on the buses?
It's going to be it's going to be about $44,000 a year. However, we conservatively estimate that would pay for itself in the savings of fuel, insurance premiums, and maintenance on our fleet.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Geotab, sorry.
Okay, we have a motion by Andrew and a second by Oscar to approve. Discussion, go ahead.
Geotab and EduLog do not provide grants?
No, sir.
So what is the overall price with the $50,000 reduction?
Net cost?
Yes.
It's about approximately $44,000 a year, and that is just for monitoring service. So we're gonna outfit 170 units. That should bring us in about $38,000. So we still have some room to add additional units under that $50,000 grant for the hardware. So the intent is to start off with 170 units, study the feasibility and the savings in fuel, and if it's where we expect it to be, then we can outfit the rest of the fleet.
So what other departments, other than the buses, is this monitoring system going on?
If you look at, there's an attachment, there's gonna be approximately, we're gonna start off with the buses, the maintenance white fleet, HVAC vehicles, our school Suburbans, some Cape vehicles, and some safety and security vehicles.
Now, the fuel savings are coming from our buses are idling, and this will be able to tell you.
Yes, sir.
Now, our drivers, what are you gonna do to them if they leave it idling? You gonna?
Well, I'll let Mr.
Write 'em
Garcia
up?
address that, but
Write 'em up?
what other districts do is there's an individual who monitors, and you can set the software to give you an alert. If a bus is monitoring for over 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or whatever we set it to, bing, we'll get an alert, and we can contact that bus and find out what's going on.
In our department policy, in our department handbook, it is a write-up, sir, a reprimand, so yes. It's in our policy book that we go over every year with every driver, and they receive that handbook.
So the policy is in place already?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, warranty on the item that you're putting on the bus, on the receiver or the transmitter. 5 years, 90 days?
I believe it's a year, but I can go back and double check on that.
Are they serviceable, or are they gonna be throwaways and put another one?
Well, they're interchangeable, so they plug into the computer of the bus. If they go bad for whatever reason, you pull them out, you send them back to the company. And then they'll send a new one and you put it back in.
One thing I do wanna make sure is when we address this, we're gonna have GPS, but I've also heard in the past where there's issues with cameras on the buses. Can that get addressed, or has it already been addressed?
It's already been addressed.
There's no issue.
It's already been addressed. If there is an issue, the issues that have been is that when we pull out the card, it might be damaged there, but as far as cameras, I have 2 staff members that check on them. You know, they each have half and half of the buses, and they check on a daily basis. So I have a weekly report on that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have a motion by Andrew and a second by Oscar to approve as presented the GPS system. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Thank you. Item C, discussion and possible action to enter an interlocal participation agreement with the Texas Education Employers Benefit Cooperative. That would be Mike.
Yes, Mr. Lopez, we're seeking for the board to approve the entering into an interlocal agreement with the Texas Educational Employers Benefit Cooperative. This is a purchasing cooperative simple to the Buy Board or TASB or the governmental agency that we're going to purchase the GPS units from. There's no cost to us, but it does tie into the second agenda item.
I make a motion to approve.
Second. Okay, we have a motion by Andrew and a second by Dr. Rodriguez to enter the interlocal participation agreement with Texas Education Employers Benefit Cooperative. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item D, discussion and possible action to obtain employer-paid term life insurance through the Texas Education Employers Benefit Cooperative for fiscal year 2017-2018. Mikey. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We're seeking approval to approve the purchase of group life insurance through the Texas Educational Benefit Cooperative. This is through Dearborn Life Insurance. This is our current company that we use. As you know, that we provide employees a $25,000 life and AD&D benefit to all employees at no charge to them. The cost to the district is $1.20 per employee per month. 3 years ago, we went out to bid, and there was several agencies that came in. They ranged in price from $1.87 to $2.70 to $3, $2.50, and $2 a month. The product was awarded at $1.20. Dearborn Life approached us this year and said that they would be able to guarantee or lock in that rate up until 2020. based, of course, on a yearly board approval. So based on our loss runs and our loss history.
I'll move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Have a motion to approve, and a second by Isidoro Nieto. Motion by Andrew and a second by Isidoro to approve life insurance to the Texas Education Employees Benefit Cooperative for fiscal year 2017, 2018, and discussion.
Yes. Mike, can you make sure our employees know, and again, guaranteeing this at $1.20 to the district is a good job by your office. We have had some losses recently, and make sure that our staff is aware that they can purchase, based on the age bracket that they're in. They can increase that, because some of our employees aren't able to get life insurance on the outside. And, those that are new, well, obviously, there's no screening. Is that correct?
Yes, new employees within their first 30 days of hire can buy up to $100,000. If they wait a couple years, they have to go through simple underwriting to buy up, in other words.
So if I was a new employee coming to the district and I'm 42 years of age, what would what be my price to increase it?
Depending on how much you want it to get, it's 15 cents per thousand. So roughly $100,000, $15.
So can you just make sure that our employees are aware, and those that are already in here, I know have to go through a test, I would assume?
We can send out something, yes, sir.
Just please.
They don't have to go, if they went up to 100,000, they don't have to have a additional physical.
It's guaranteed issue within your
Correct?
first 30 days of employment, yes.
How many employees have we lost in the last 3 years that have benefited by the
I know
25,000?
within the last 2 months, we've lost 3 or 4, but I can certainly give you the exact numbers and put it in the update.
That's true. Yeah, this is a good plan for our employees.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good plan. Okay, how long have we been with this company?
We will be going on our 4th year.
But they're okay through 2020?
They've done an excellent job, yes, sir.
Okay. No complaints?
No complaints.
Okay, so we have a motion by Andrew and a second by Isidoro. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item E, discussion and possible action for the board to consider approval of the guaranteed savings report for 1-year operation after the final completion of the project as submitted by E3 Integral Solutions Incorporated for the energy conservation project conducted at several school district facilities. Andres.
We have Mr. Andres Sanchez and Americo Garza.
A couple of years ago, actually about 5 years ago, we started discussing with the board the energy conservation project need that we had. We went out for qualifications statements via the design build method that the board approved as a construction method to get companies to come and evaluate our needs and then make proposals to us. After the board ranked the top, I believe, 3, we went out for proposal with those 3 companies. And after that, the board approved Integral Solutions to work with the district. They did an evaluation. It took them about 1.5 years or so, right, to go through all the facilities to see what we needed. And then they came back with recommendations. They said, this is what you need at the school. We'll give you savings if you do controls, lighting, water. We ended up narrowing the scope of the project. We ended up with a project that almost $12.9 million, and we borrowed $12.7 million through our maintenance tax note. Part of the contract that we have with the company was that with the savings that will be generated with the project that we're done, we will get a savings of a certain amount, which I believe is $649, right? $639 for the first year of operations.
$639.
Yes, including part of that was $100,000 would be savings on having energy management staff going to check on all equipment and renovating, fixing. So if we're going to have new equipment, we didn't have to spend that much money. And it was $539 actual savings on the electricity we paid. We have the report. Mr. Savarino, Bill Savarino from the companies here. I'd like for him to go through the presentation. There's a couple of slides. We did actually achieve the savings, so we wanted for the board to see it and approve it, because we had the option that, well, one of the conditions was if they did not make savings, they would have to give us the difference between the amount they guaranteed and what they actually achieved. So if there's no deficit, we need to approve it that they made the I kept the promise they made, and for the board to approve it as such.
That's amazing. Thank you all very much, Mr. Lopez, members of the board, and Dr. Canales. This is actually a fun presentation, right? All the previous times, the last 3 or 4 years, it was, there's this guarantee out there, and everyone was trying to give you a warm and fuzzy that it's real. So tonight, we get to see the first year results of the guaranteed savings. We met with your administration before to go over the report. Fantastic job, your staff, Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Garza, and their group. This thing would not have been successful without their assistance and dedication of constantly communicating with our folks, and our folks constantly communicating with them to make sure that it's a win-win for everybody. So I had just a couple quick slides. I wanted to first hit on, Mr. Sanchez had mentioned that our guarantee was $639,000 a year. I wanted to show you from when we started to now, the total impact of what our project did from that point is $1.235 million, $65. That was just savings off the utility budget and so forth. That didn't have anything to do with the guarantee. I just want to show you that our project has generated that kind of savings for the district since we stepped foot here. As far as the first year of our guarantee, you can see it was, and I want to just bring this to your attention because Mr. Sanchez is a pretty tough negotiator, and when we first entered into this contract, our engineers, we have a projected savings, and as a risk mitigator for us is we typically guarantee 85% of what we project. So that way, if there's a little miss, if we don't make our savings, we have to write you guys a check for the difference. Mr. Sanchez, at the end of the day, we end up guaranteeing 100% of the savings in order to make it. So there was a little nervousness on our end to make sure that we met our savings, and these guys performed great. So our first year came in at $698,683 of a $639,000 guarantee. So we achieved the project. We know the project works. I really feel comfortable with their staff, with the medical staff, in terms of meeting with our people and really understanding how this thing works and the strategies are in place. We'd love to continue it, but that really is the report that I wanted to share with you guys. Is the project is working. We're achieving savings. We've exceeded our savings. And these guys did a great job, and the program was really successful. So, and thanks to all the principals too. This project was implemented during the year. It wasn't a summer project, so there was a lot of if there was issues and had to move kids around and that type of things in terms of trying to get equipment into place. There was a lot of patience there, but your staff from the district, from the top on down, was extremely helpful and very cooperative, and that's why we have a successful program here. So that concludes the report.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Now, let me ask one question. You guys are probably the ones in the know. Andres, have we applied or received any credits, or all the credits that are, if there's any credits attainable, either through CP&L, through the government, for our energy savings initiatives that we took on those buildings? Or have we applied on anything, or?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Lopez, Dr. Canales, members of the board. We did initially, early on in the project, we submitted, there's a program that AEP is hosts, and it's incentives that they do, and they do cashback incentives to school districts for implementing energy conservation measures. And so part of that is reporting all the equipment that's being installed and so forth. We presented that to AEP. They came over and they verified that we had installed indeed all that equipment, and we did get some savings or a rebate from that, rather. And I believe part of that was included on a check presentation that was done some time back, where we had a check given to us by them. Right.
Good.
So the year one was a guaranteed, and how about the years 2 through 15? What was the guaranteed on there?
Well, the guarantee is about 100,000 less.
100,000 less.
The subsequent years.
Right.
We have to pay a fee about 113,000 per year.
Okay.
So they can give us the guarantee on it. But 45,000 just to have access to a report that they have so that medical can go check on how things operate. But going through what we went, we feel comfortable that we don't need to buy the extra access to the reports or the guarantee because it shows that Americo went through the bills himself, and the engineer that the board hired back then from RO Engineering, Rene Oliveira, he did an evaluation as well. Olivares. He did an evaluation as well, and he later is attached in the agenda item,
Right.
saying that he looked at it and that he was comfortable that the savings was achieved.
Yeah. Now, Ivan, is this an action item or just information?
Action
Yeah.
item.
Yeah, I have it because if they hadn't met savings, then we'll have to have an approval that they want the money. Since they did meet it, I'd like for
Okay.
the item to say that they meet the savings guarantee.
Americo, you're good?
Yes, yes, we're
I'll move to approve the report.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Andrew and a second by Isidoro to accept and approve the guaranteed savings by Integral on the project, energy savings project as was promised or guaranteed to the district. Any discussion? I'd like to add, first of all, thank you for making this project. I know that when we entered this contract, it was something that we could not afford as a district, and you came forward with some financing. And thank you and your team for really doing a good job for this district. And getting us through that hurdle of Weslaco High School is a huge building to refit with new air conditioning. And I just want to thank you. Dr. Canales, one thing that I do want to discuss is that at the same time when this came forward, there was another part that was in regards to lighting. I know we can't discuss it right now, but I want you to look into entering some sort of agreement with a company or bringing it forward to this for converting our lights to LED. The reason we did not go forward at the time was so that we could monitor the savings on the air conditioning and make sure that there were true savings on only the air conditioning and not a combination of the lighting and the air conditioning and not know really where it was. So at this point, have your staff start working on that and bring it forward to this board. Thank you.
Thank you all very much, appreciate it.
Okay, any other comments? All those in favor of accepting and approving the savings, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Thank you. Item F, discussion and possible action for the board to consider approval of the underwriting syndicate for the sale of approximately 17 million maintenance tax notes. $17 million. Dr. Canales.
Well, Mr. Sanchez will be leading us through this one, and just a second.
Yes, Mr. Lopez, Dr. Canales, members of the board, this item relates to the maintenance tax note that we have been working on since February. This is to borrow $17 million through maintenance tax notes that we will use for facilities. The board approved in February a resolution for refunding expenditures that anything that we had bought with district money, available money, that was going to be funded to the maintenance tax, that we could refund ourselves for it. In March, the board approved a plan of finance for the maintenance tax note. And now we need to approve the syndicate, underwriting syndicate. This will be the company that will sell the actual maintenance tax note in the market. And we have an agenda item to recommend that, and I'll have Mr. Vela go over a couple of items here.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Canales, ladies and gentlemen, staff. My name is Chris Vela with First Southwest Company Financial Advisors to the district. As Mr. Sanchez presented to you previously, we presented a plan of finance that included a municipal market update, the actual plan of finance, a debt service schedule and sources and uses, the financing theme, method of sale, under which the board selected the negotiated sale approach and approved that as part of that agenda item at the previous meeting, and of course, the schedule of events on a going forward basis. On an update on the municipal market is that interest rates have come down 10 basis points since we last presented. on March the 9th. And I also want to make note of this, that all of our assumptions have 50 basis points or a half of 1% in the projections in terms of what the market is. So right now, we're at about 60 basis above what we market is. We also presented to you a list of the companies and firms, underwriting firms, that had previously marketed to the district, and not necessarily for the maintenance tax notes, because they were not aware of this program, but for previous refundings and refunding opportunities, and we listed those firms. In addition, we also listed in that presentation the firms that had previously done business with the district since 2007. And we also provided to Mr. Sanchez a list of the companies that were ranked, that were based on a ranking from 2016 to the present. And the two firms that are at the very top.
The second page of the agenda item.
Yes. We have, for Texas ISD transactions, Frost Bank with 75 transactions to date. All other transactions, 63, a total of 138. Estrada Hinojosa, 58 ISD transactions for the same period, 65 other transactions for a total of 123. Excuse me. Piper Jaffrey, 54 ISDs, 81 all other Texas transactions for a total of 135. First Tennessee, 52 ISDs, 60 all other for a total of 112, and Cabrera at 2 ISDs, 5 other Texas transactions, total 7, and First Public has not, doesn't show any of them. So those are the rankings. I believe the staff has a recommendation.
Yeah, we'd like to recommend for the companies Estrada Hinojosa and Company and Frost Capital Markets to be the two underwriters for this maintenance tax note sale.
Estrada Hinojosa as underwriter, is that what you said?
Yes.
And what was the other company?
Frost Bank.
Frost
Frost Capital Markets, sorry. Same as Frost Bank.
And those are the companies that Weslaco ISD has worked with before,
We have
correct?
used them in the last 3 refundings that we've done, bond refundings.
So move.
Now, Frost Bank is doing what for us again?
Well, the only thing that we need to decide, one of the companies will be considered
Senior manager?
Senior.
60% and 40%?
Co-manager.
The senior will sell 60% of the notes,
Correct.
the other one 40%. So the board want to continue what we did in
So
the
one's a
past.
senior manager, the other one's just a manager, is that what you said? Now, who do you recommend to be the senior manager?
We had in the past Estrada Hinojosa, and they did a good job, so I will continue with the same one.
Dr. Rivera, what do you
What's,
think?
what's the fee for these two individuals?
Those fees are
17
generally
million?
negotiated with our underwriting desk at the time of the sale.
Right.
And are all included in the reports and the pricing of the actual bonds at the time of the sale. And those results will be presented to the
You
district.
can't give me a figure,
We don't have
more
a
or
figure
less,
right now.
an estimate?
It's
You-
hard
you
to
can
say.
give- You can give me an estimate, sure you can.
It probably going to run somewhere in the vicinity of $4 to $5 per bond, per thousand, to underwrite these bonds. And that amount would be split depending on the participation of the two underwriting firms. But this is just an estimate. It all depends on the price at the day of sale. And we'll get that information to you.
So is there a difference in the 60 and 40 and the 40 and 60 as far as the fee?
Yes, sir. And also on the
Well, Can
participation.
we work out the better fee of the two?
I'm sorry, sir?
Can we work out the better fee of the two? You said 60 for Estrada and 40 for the Frost.
But it's
Is
a
it the other way
percentage.
around?
It would be a percentage of the transaction.
That's what I'm saying, is one fee lower than the other?
It would be, yes.
What I think he's trying to get at is,
Which is better?
which one should we give the bigger the bigger slice to, depending on the slice of the fee they're gonna take?
I'm not
You know-
quite sure I understand.
Yeah.
So like,
the
for
low
example,
price.
Estrada may have a higher percentage of what they require than Frost, And if that's the case, I think Dr. Rivera is suggesting that we give Frost a 60%, since they'll take a lower percentage over Estrada as a fee.
Is the fee
Return
one,
the list.
and then one gets 60, the other one gets 40%? Is that what you're saying, Chris? Of the fee?
No. Well, right now, we're recommending Estrada sells 60% of the notes and Frost 40%. Dr. Rivera was asking who would charge us less to sell them. If Frost Bank has a lower fee, give it 60% to Frost than Estrada.
That's right.
Right now, in the recommendation, I don't know that Dr. Rivera that does, which will be the lowest fee, but I
But
believe,
y'all can negotiate.
based on the market, the one that can sell more notes is probably usually the better company to recommend. Mr. Vela?
Typically, the underwriting spread or the total spread is made up of different components. It's based on risk, it's based on compensation, it's based on regulatory fees and expenses, et cetera, and that comes up to the total spread. That is usually presented to us, to our underwriting desk, not necessarily to us or to Mr., but to our underwriting desk, who negotiates with their underwriters, with the senior underwriter, which would be the one that would be doing the negotiation with our desk, because they are the ones that handle that particular specialty. Okay? Now, it's their responsibility, our desk, to negotiate the best possible price. And remember that the relationship between First Southwest Company and the district is a fiduciary one. Okay? So we're obligated to make sure that the best price is secured on your behalf. Right before we go out to market on, let's say, for example, that we went out to market on a Monday, we would get pricing views from the senior manager based on a consensus scale from the co-manager, to where they would have a scale to go out, and they would also present their expenses. We review those expenses very carefully. We review the management fee, we review the risk, the expenses, all of those fees. And then
I just want the best deal for the district, bottom line.
I'm sorry, sir?
I just want the best deal for the district, bottom line.
And we will get you that best deal.
Which of the two companies has done a lot of our underwriting, mostly?
The last two refundings, Estrada and Hossa was the senior underwriter, and Frost was co-manager before.
So it's just the same thing?
Right.
They have both done a good job.
Right. Do I need to move again?
We don't have a motion on it yet.
Yeah,
We did.
there's a motion.
We have a motion, but there's no definition as to who's
Okay.
the senior.
And the board can change it if the board wants.
Okay, I need to get the motion and state the Estrada and the Frost Bank.
What's the recommendation of administration?
Estrada 60%, Frost Bank 40%.
So move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Isidoro and a second by Andrew to use Estrada and Hossa as senior managers and using Frost Bank as managers on the sale of approximately $17 million in maintenance tax notes. Discussion? Already had it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
No.
Motion carries. Item G, discussion and possible action for the board to consider approval of administration's recommendation for the ranking of the proposals received for the resurfacing of the Lackey Stadium football field, turf, and running track. Item CSP number 17-04-33. Dr. Canales.
Okay, for this agenda item, we have Coach Riojas who will be addressing and presenting on it.
Coach Rojas is going to give you a copy of the agenda item to hopefully make it easy with you when looking at the information. The separate page is the tabulation that we did. It's just a ledger size to make it easy in the reading. You already have a copy in the other agenda item, but it'll just hopefully make it easy to see.
Okay, will y'all explain to us what we're doing here? Coach Rojas, what are we
Yes.
buying?
Mr. Lopez, Dr. Canales, members on the board. This is one of the projects that the board had approved and the ranking of facilities that we had. We went out for competitive field proposals to obtain this project. The board had delegated for administration to rank the proposals, and we did. We had a total of 6 companies that provided a proposal with the turf that they had. We had Coach Rojas, Coach Michael Salinas, Coach Michael Brigade, Medical, Valde Garcia from Purchasing Director, myself, that looked at the proposals and did the ranking. From all the proposals that we had, the 2 companies that came out the highest on the ranking were Hellas Field Turf and Field Turf. Sorry. When we ranked them, on the second page of the proposal package, there's the rank of the companies. First one listed is Field Turf, then Hellas Construction, Sprint Turf, Astro Builders, Paragon Sports, and Vibra Whirl Sports. And the prices are listed there, the cost of their turf, and then the timeline to complete them, the total point that they obtained, and then the ranking that the committee gave them. When we went through all the evaluation, the highest points were awarded to Hellas Construction, based on the information they provided. And second was Field Turf. However, the committee ranked them Field Turf number 1 and Hellas Construction number 2, based on information provided by Coach Burgett and Coach Salinas, which are listed there on the first page of the agenda item. The justifications are listed there. Basically, they visited other stadiums that had turf for Field Turf and for Hellas. They looked at the one that had been already in place for 3, 4, 5 years and recently installed. And they felt that Field Turf was better turf, was safer for the students, also for the maintenance. There's
Who felt? Who felt it was safer?
Both coaches, Coach Michael Salinas and Michael Burgett.
And that was which?
For Field Turf.
Field Turf, okay.
Yes, one of the features that the coaches wanted was, what is it called?
A cooler field.
I'll let him explain that part.
One of the features that the coaches, since we're in the process of rebuilding our field, is to take the opportunity to provide our kids with a cooler field. So we did look at both options. That was provided as an alternate cost. We did look at both options through these 2 top companies. Both provide a good option. We felt that Field Turf provided a much simpler process, less upkeep involved with their system, aside from Hellas. Hellas' system is a little bit different. It requires a sprinkler system or a watering system, in which we have to water about 3 days a week, approximately. It's a different infill. It's a mixture of cork and coconut. It's a little bit different, and so it's a little biodegradable. It can be wind blown. So there are some major differences that we factored into the process, and so that's why we felt that Field Turf was, as per the coaches also, that was the recommendation.
What does the field at East have?
The field at East is a Field Turf field, and it's a regular field. It's a black chrome rubber on top. It does not include the cool play or the cooler system for the students. One of the reasons that we're looking at the system is over the summer we did do a temperature study on the field. We took some measurements, 50-yard line, end zones. We received readings of up to 160 degrees with just, and that's not adding a student with pads, a student athlete with pads. So we figured, that's a perfect opportunity to go with that system. As far as we know, so far I think south of Corpus Christi area, I don't think there's a field in the valley that has that system in place right now.
How much cooler will it make the field?
Approximately 35 to 40 degrees cooler.
45 degrees cooler?
30 to 40. Mm-hmm. Right.
Coach Burgett, are you happy with your field over at East?
Yes, sir. We're very happy. We've installed that field now for about going on 5 years. If you come to our field, you think it's still brand new. I think the field can last anywhere from 12 to 15 to 16 years. That's our goal. Fields normally don't last that long. Second of all, injury-wise, I hate saying this. I said it the other day, we had no injuries in practice, 0, no concussions.
Knock on wood.
Oh, I have. Unfortunately, I've said this now a lot, and I've knocked on a lot of the wood quite a bit, but, we also played on a few fields. And, our players, I talked to the players, not just in football, but in soccer, track, and they really like the surface that we're playing on there at East. We also played at Sharyland. We also play at Harlingen. We had no injuries on those games, 0. And the footing is unbelievable. You can plant, you can cut. So, talking to the coaches and the kids, this was just not my decision. Talking to the trainers, which is very important to me, we came to the conclusion that we like the turf that we have, and, that's what we went with.
Coach Salinas? I know you've been coaching for several years. What's your preference on the turf and the reason why?
When Coach Riojas approached us, had an opportunity to visit a couple fields, so I went and looked at some new fields, and then I went and looked at some fields that have been in place for, I think, 6 and 7 years. One in particular was field turf that was down for 7 years, or 6 years, and the other one was Hellas that was down for 7 years. So there was 1 year difference between the fields. Looking at the fields in the high traffic area, so to say, in my estimation, I'm not an expert by any means, but in my estimation, the field turf field held up better. The field currently at Bobby Lackey Stadium is not in the best condition. I understand that's why we're looking to replace it, but I don't know if it held up quite as good as the field turf fields.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what is the recommendation we have then? For the third time?
Let's go with field turf, sir.
Go with field turf. Is there a motion?
So move.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Isidoro Nieto and a second by Oscar Caballero to proceed with the field turf on the resurfacing of the Lackey Stadium, football field, turf, and running track. CSP 1704-33.
Oscar, what was the warranty on that field turf?
Field turf offers an 8-year warranty, sir.
8-year?
Yes, sir.
Hellas is 10 years,
Hellas is 10 years, yes, sir.
and right now we have Hellas at the stadium.
Correct, yes, sir. At Bobby Lackey Stadium.
Who has field turf right now on varsity fields? Here in South Texas?
Here in South Texas, sir, I believe it's Sharyland, Harlingen.
Yep, Harlingen does.
Those are the 2 main ones that I can think of right now, sir.
Besides Weslaco, who has Hellas?
Besides Wesco, Hellas, McAllen has Hellas. So their major stadium has Hellas. That's one of the major fields that we looked at as well, so, yes, sir.
I was involved when Hellas put the field at our stadium, and I've been impressed with them. I know that's not your recommendation, but they have 2 years more warranty, and it's lower. And I can understand the coaches, they're the ones that have the players that play.
Do they have a product, Hellas, that's comparable to the Cool Play? I noticed on option B, there's something called Matrix Helix 46 with Geo Plus infill. Is that similar?
The Coupley system, sir, as much as I looked at them and I studied them, they're quite different. Like as I was explaining earlier, it's quite a bit of difference. Field turf, basically in a simple way of putting it, they'll take the black crumb rubber and they powder coat it in a green coating. So when they're doing your infield mix to give you your playability, which is the ability to turn and run and the feel of a natural field, what they'll do is they'll take the last inch or maybe a little more over than an inch, and they'll replace the black chrome rubber with a green rubber. So in a sense, it will be cooler. In the Hellas field, they use a total different mixture of infield. The top portion of the infield is practically a brownish color, and that is a mixture of coconut and what was the other item?
Cork?
Cork. And so those two items are mixed in, they top district field. Those items have to be watered at least 2 or 3 times a week, and that's just based on the research that I did on their website on the 2 different infield cooling systems. So looking at it, I also came up with a figure of what it would approximately cost us to have to water at least 3 times a week. We have high winds here in South Texas, high humidity. So those two factors would play a huge role on having to water the infield, in my opinion, based on what I have researched on those 2 types of infields.
Coach,
Yes,
just
sir.
a question. Anybody that lives here walks outside after it rains, you can feel the humidity
Yes, sir.
come back up.
Mhm.
Having to install a water unit to cool their system, how does, I guess I would think that there'd be more humidity on the field. Because if you did that test where you said it got up to about 160, that's with no
Right.
water.
And the amount, through research, I think the best way to do that, to accomplish the moisture that we need to keep the infield down, we would water in the mornings and then come back and practice in the afternoon. So by then, the humidity would dissipate.
Okay.
So we would be okay there. So we would be able to achieve the cooler temperature that we're trying to achieve. Yes,
So
sir.
right now, we currently have what at the Bobby Lackey Stadium?
Hellas. We have a Hellas
Hellas.
turf, yes, sir.
And we just finished, how many years of playing on it?
We're on its 10th year.
On the 10th year? Because it looks pretty bad.
It looked
You know,
bad.
the middle, the center, the center, where I guess where everybody, they have the most playing, it looks really black.
Yes, sir, it has, and with, if I may, I strongly believe that we did get everything and more that Hellas promised us with that field. You have to keep in mind that Bobby Lackey Stadium is a very, very high traffic field. We used it a lot throughout the year, not only for our kids, not only for soccer, track, football, sub-varsity football, but we also, we use it for Pop Warner, Taifa, Little League Soccer. There's a lot of soccer leagues for the youth, in which case that field is pretty much trafficked on a lot on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. I even have games on Sundays as well. So it's taken a lot of traffic, and so,
It was a warranty for 10, but after 7, it was already worn out.
we started to notice
Yeah.
some slip issues. There were some fibers that I was kind of keeping a close eye on it, because I know McAllen's was doing the same thing. Your feet would get a little green from the loose fibers. So ours was not as bad, and I commend that also, not just to Hellas, but to our maintenance guys, because our guys groomed it and brushed it, and they groomed it and they brushed it at least once a week to maintain it as much as possible. Right.
You're recommending field turf, both coaches are recommending field turf, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay.
We have a motion
And the
already.
motion is for field turf.
I do have a question about the warranty. On the warranty on labor and installation, Field Turf provides a 1-year warranty, right? But on Hellas, there's a 10-year warranty for turf and a 5-year warranty for the track, I'm guessing?
For the track.
Correct, yes, sir.
So we get 9 more years of warranty there and 4 more years of warranty on the track. Who pays for the labor? Do we have to hire out specialty labor to repair the field and the track once the warranty is completed?
Yes, sir, it just depends on what the damages are. If we have damages, structural damages. A lot of the times, the issues that we face with track is also, we host a lot of major events. We just finished hosting a district meet. We're fixing to host the area meet next week. We want our track to look sharp at all times, also visible. All the lanes, the exchange zones, the finish lines, all of those numbers and colors are very important to the functionality of an event. So what we do is sometimes we have to contract out, or in this case, we've contracted Hellas to come back, and they will restripe our track. We're out of warranty already, so they will restripe it as needed. We've restriped it 2 or 3 times in the last couple of years, so that we can maximize the visibility of the track, so that our kids or visiting schools don't miss an exchange zone during the relays, which is a very important race, things of that nature, because they cannot see the markings. But that just goes with hosting events and having a track like we have. Yes, sir.
Andres, you have the money?
We had allocated 650,000 for this project, so we need an extra 165,000 for it.
Where you gonna
We'll
get it?
From fund balance assigned for facilities or other needs. We had some extra money that we had left there for the need that came up beside the project that the board approved.
Is that gonna hurt us anywhere else?
No.
Ellis is $60,000 cheaper. Long run.
Field turf is from, from Canada,
Yes, sir.
and Hellas is from Austin. What about service? We're talking about a different.
Forget, have you had
a
any
foreign
problems,
country.
issues with service, Coach?
If I may, when we have issues with the fields, normally I'm the one that calls both companies, and we've worked with both companies very closely since we have a Hellas field and a field turf field at Weslaco East. We've
So
had,
they come from Canada to service it?
no, sir, I believe they have an office based out of, they have an office based out of Texas, sir, and so they do dispatch help and workers down to us pretty quickly. We normally have help here within a day or so, 24 hours from calling.
We have motion on table by Isidoro and a second by Oscar. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
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 Motion carries. Item H.
Thank you.
Discussion and possible action for the board to consider approval of administration's recommendation for approval of the proposal received for the tile installation project for schools Silva Elementary, Gonzalez Elementary, Margot Elementary, Memorial Elementary, and Weslaco East High School. RFP number 17-05-39.
Yes, Mr. Lopez, Dr. Canales, members of the board. We sent out our request for proposals for the installation of tile, replace carpet, install tile, the schools mentioned. We had 4 proposals that were received originally. There was one company, which is mentioned in the rationale, that had error in their price. So we asked him we called it, the prices didn't look correct, and they said, no, they wanted to increase the price. So we told him that we would not allow him to increase it, so we did not include him in the consideration that we did at the end. So we ended up with floor covering specialist from Mission, Jones Construction from Weslaco, and Center Stone Services from Weslaco. Of those 3 companies, as you can see in the tabulation at the bottom of the first page, floor covering, the total price was $459,042. Jones Construction, $476,157, and Center Stone Services, $505,695. The timeline to complete the project for floor covering was 43 days. Jones Construction, 54, and Center Stone Services, 60. And the points show, floor covering got 400 points, the ranking. Jones Construction, 376, and Center Stone, 320. And based on that, administration recommends that we award the floor covering specialist to do the project.
Who did the schools this past summer?
Jones Construction.
Were they on time?
Yes, sir.
Didn't you have a change?
We
On
added,
tile or something?
we added a tile change, and we added days to the contract. So with the additional days added, they were able to meet the timeline. We have worked with floor covering in the past on several projects, and that done good. One of the projects we had with them was when Silva Construction was flooded. You remember? They came and replaced all the tile, and they did it very quick. Mr. Silva, Mr. Salinas was the principal at Silva at that time. He worked with them closely, and they did a very good job.
Half of the schools were done last summer, and this is the second phase of the rest of the
Yes,
schools.
yes,
Do
sir.
principals have a selection on the tile?
They will select the colleges.
Okay.
I've heard nothing but good things about the project that we did last summer on the tile work.
Okay.
And on the contractor, and on the timeliness, and on the cleanliness, and on even the workers' courtesy to our staff. So that being said, I know that you ranked floor covering specialists.
Right, some, give or take.
I'm not gonna make the motion, but I needed to make sure that our new board members knew that last year's project went without a hitch. And the amount in difference is not a substantial amount.
Correct.
And,
Well, they're
Have
local.
we-
I'll make a motion to,
Use floor, this vendor before?
Which one?
The recommended?
Floor covering? Yes. They have done work as subcontractor for several new construction projects we've had, and we use them ourselves in several projects. And this is all they do. This is, the flooring, that's their specialty. The other company is a contractor, company that hires subcontractors to do the work. So the both can do the job good.
The one you're recommending is the lowest bidder, is that right?
Yes, sir.
By about 17,000?
No, it's not the lowest.
Yeah.
Floor covering.
Floor covering the lowest.
floor covering's the lowest.
448.
460, almost.
17,000.
now, as far as bonding and insurances,
We will get before the project starts. With the bid, they submit a bid bond, and then we get a performance and payment bond. And they won't start until we get that in line.
okay.
I'll move to approve.
On which one? As presented?
The recommended, yes.
Second.
I make a motion to,
Hold on.
Wait,
We have a motion to approve as presented by Dr. Rodriguez and second by Patrick. Any discussion?
Andres, where are you getting so much money? Here's $500,000, the turf is another million, you know, the athletic, another 700,000? Where are you
sir.
getting so much money?
The money that we allocated, when we said the $60 million for construction project, we had already set aside money for computers, for tile, for the turf. I had given the board a report in the update a couple of months ago, but I'll update it. And now I have more
Can
current
you
numbers.
just let
on
us
some of
know
them.
how much money you have in the bank without giving us this or this? Just very clear, very simple. How much money do you have for these things and for construction? How much money do you have? Including the loan, the 17 million. Just be very easy. It's a very easy question for you to calculate everything, what we have left.
Right now,
And you gotta look at the budget for this coming year too. Now, you gotta look at pay raises, you gotta look at different things, you know, you gotta calculate your budget, look at all the needs of the district.
yes, sir.
I think you had this money from last year, no?
We had the money allocated from the savings from last year that we left for facilities or other needs. We had listed it.
Well,
and
very
we knew-
simple, just how much do you have left?
You want me to tell you now? You want me to give
No,
you
no,
the?
no, the update.
Okay.
I think you had
I
to
will.
put something in the update.
Okay, so we have a motion by Dr. Rodriguez and second by Patrick. On discussion, I want to add that this is a very touchy, not touchy, but very important project due to the fact that we cannot send our kids to another school. We don't have spare schools sitting around that, in case the contractor doesn't finish.
Correct.
Unless the principals are here and can correct me that there was issues with the tile work last year, and I had heard of none from last year's projects.
who do we do? Klecker, Northbridge?
Rico.
Mr. Budham?
Yeah, we had no issues at Northridge. They were easy to work with, in on time, out on time.
Yeah.
If we needed anything, they worked with us.
Yeah, see, that's an insurance that I think we're paying a little extra for, so I've said that, and, but we do have a motion to approve as presented.
One more question. Can you negotiate the best and final? You got 3 firms here.
Yeah. No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
You didn't ask for a best and final?
No, we didn't. And right now, we cannot, because we already disclosed the numbers.
Okay.
Elementary, Gonzalez Elementary. We had, with Dr. Leo, back in the fall, had asked us to contact an engineer, and the board had ranked Mariano Garcia's company at number 1 when we looked at civil engineers. So we asked him to come and do an evaluation of the schools, and they gave us some layouts, which I included in the agenda. Oh, they're not in this one, they're in the other one. And the pricing it would cost us. We were waiting on the project until the board took action on the facilities. So we'd like to recommend that the board hire Mariano Garcia firm, civil engineering firm, to continue with the design of the specs for the project and oversee the construction of it.
So exactly what are you gonna do? Are you going to expand the parking lots or fix the ones that are there?
Add spaces.
Add spaces?
Add spaces, yes, sir. We will add spaces,
58 is Silva, and I think
58,
56
right,
at,
Silva and 56 are Gonzalez.
Are you gonna resurface what's there right now?
No, that's a separate project.
Okay.
And we'll be coming to the board in May or June.
That's
with
your
our-
recommendation?
Yes, sir.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Rivera and a second by Patrick Kennedy to use Mariano Garcia Civil Engineering Firm to design the specifications, oversee the construction of the parking lot improvements at Rodolfo Rudy Silva Elementary and Justice Raul Gonzalez Elementary projects. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. J, discussion and possible action for the board to consider approval of parking lot improvements at Rodolfo Rudy Silva Elementary and Justice Raul Gonzalez Elementary. Okay, we just hired an engineer.
Yes.
Now we're going to do the
I'd
construction.
like for the board to recommend a method of construction.
Number one, board determination of procurement method of construction that will provide the best value to the board, to the district for the project. Item two, would be the board determination to retain the authority to rank the proposal to be received for this project, or board delegation of their authority to the administration to rank the proposals to be received. And item three, approval of criteria and points to be used for ranking the proposal.
I'll make the motion. You want sealed bids?
Yeah, compare
Sealed
proposals.
Okay, I'll make the motion for sealed proposals and then for the administration to rank them and to approve the criteria as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have motion by Dr. Rivera and a second by Isidoro Nieto to go with the sealed proposals and let administration rank and to approve criteria as presented. Any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item K, discussion and possible action for the board to consider approval of project to build a pavilion in the playground at Central Middle School, Dr. Armando Cuellar Middle School, and Mary Hope Middle School. Item one, board determination of procurement method of construction that will provide the best value to the district and for the project. Item two, board determination to retain the authority to rank the proposal to be received for this project, or board delegation of their authority to the administration to rank the proposals to be received. And three, approval of criteria points to be used for ranking the proposals.
Yes, Mr. Lopez, Dr. Canales, members of the board, this is the project to add pavilions to the middle school that do not have one right now. Only Vigasa has one, so Mary Hope, Cuellar, and Central would like to have one as well. The board had approved Alvarado Architects and Associates to do this project. So we met with them last week. We discussed some of the information we had. We had a meeting. We had 3 facilitators come from each school to discuss the locations. And the architect was going to meet with Mr. Castillo from the maintenance department and visit each school to discuss the location where they wanted it. And this would be a pavilion that is a size of 100 by 50, which we have basically 3 areas to play basketball, 1 long-wise and 2 in the middle. And we discussed them with the architect. He gave us a timeline for the process to, after the project is approved, to go through design specifications, take it out to bid. We'd like to bring it to the board in the July board meeting for the board to approve them and get a contract signed within a few days, because we'll include the contract and the specs, so the contract don't have a lot of time to be looking at it. We will have these ready sometime in November.
And this is a 1.2 million?
Yes, sir. Everything 350 to 400,000 per pavilion.
And the elementaries that I mentioned earlier, they're not,
Those
so going to
would
be the same type of construction as the ones
No.
in elementary?
Similar, yes, but it will be the enclosing of it. So it'll have 2 point something.
You're gonna enclose these
No,
pavilions?
no. The elementary ones. We had talked about enclosing the existing
Okay,
pavilion.
but that's not what we're talking about at all.
Right.
This is like what we have over at B. Garza.
Right.
Correct. Now, what's the purpose of these? And I know that they said about places for lunch or
Lunch,
something.
PE, for physical education, when it's raining or too sunny to be inside, and also to play there.
But you already have gyms.
But I think,
Elementary do not have, they do not have enclosed gyms.
Right.
So,
Pablo.
I would like to see first, the board's probably going to approve this, but I would like to see the elementaries, see if we can enclose those and be air conditioned. My thinking is do that before we do these. I mean, that's just my thinking.
We tried to pass that through the bond, Dr. Rivera, and the closing of the and I'm a big advocate for that, everybody knows that, would have been approximately $2 million per school. And our principals were asking for these for their students during lunchtime, during their breaks. Apparently, there is no shade, nowhere for the students to gather. And also, they have some extra gatherings where they gather outside. There's nowhere with shade for them to even congregate.
Also, if I may, sir, these pavilions will help a lot tremendously the physical education programs, so that, when during PE class, you don't have to put all the kids in one area, the gymnasium, which it'll get really crowded. So we'll be able to-
1.2 is a lot of money, 1.2 million.
Yes, sir.
Okay, with money here, money there, and
I'm sorry, Pablo Vallejo, principal at Mary Hope Middle School.
I know who you are.
We have 3 lunches, sir, that we run
I understand.
every day.
I understand.
And each lunch, we run about 300 students. And
What did you do before?
Excuse
What
me?
did you do before?
Well,
Before you had a pavilion?
It's been like that forever.
I
I've been
know.
asking for a pavilion for years.
Yes.
But we only have 2 trees for shade
Plant some more
for
trees.
300 students. So we could send them to the gym, but I've got 75 kids there already with PE.
But, the facility committee had already prioritized,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
And this was one of the facilities that the facility committee prioritized. I wasn't on the committee. Who was, Andrew, were you on the committee?
Wasn't on the committee.
I was on the committee.
You were the committee, okay, so.
And it was made up not just, it was made up of parents, and this item showed up even on the very first time when we went out for the bond, and it did not pass. And it was, like, I know it's $1.2 million, but that's for three middle schools. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
and I think KWES doesn't have it. Mr. Rodriguez is, I know you're injured, you don't have to get up, but I know you don't have a pavilion. I went to go visit at the camp. A smaller one, yeah. I'm along the lines with Dr. Rivera. I would love to see our elementaries get enclosed pavilions. I taught my 5 years at an elementary, and it was PE. And yes, we need them. Unfortunately, our bond didn't pass, but I understand our 3 junior highs do need these pavilions. And with that being said, going through the process of these committees, otherwise, why have the committees if we're not going to go that route?
I would say that the closing of the mini gyms at the elementary schools is very important, and but the money was not there. It would take approximately $2.2 million per school,
Right.
which is more than what we're doing to help these 3 schools. And if you say, well, let's do one, which one do you do? Which one do you pick?
We enclosed 2 in Elsa, and it was about $200,000 to enclose them with air conditioning, so I don't think it's that much.
Andres, can you please look into?
Come by and check Elsa, and I'll show you what we did, how we enclosed them for a lot less than that.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah.
Air conditioned now, and
If you can,
They're just
if you can
enclosed.
find a way to close them for $200,000 and we can get somebody that'll commit to that, we can bring it back to this board and get it approved, for sure.
That's for
Dr.
further
Canales,
discussion.
if you
Right
can
now, we
please
have
go
something
visit
on the agenda.
Dr. Rivera.
I think I understand Dr. Rivera's sentiment, because it seems like this meeting, we're spending a lot of money on very high dollar projects, and we're 400 students down, and I don't know, I understand the sentiment.
But we already had all this money budgeted, right? Is that correct?
Well, it's been allocated and we discussed, we had it available. We get in the loan so we can add some of these
Right.
projects.
yeah, but the money could go elsewhere.
Right.
And again, you go back to the when they prioritize of what facilities were needed. And the committee, not only of board
I
members,
understand all of that.
parents,
I understand.
they
Do we have a
rank.
motion?
We got a motion, let's go ahead and vote.
We have a motion to, okay, we've already hired an architect for this one. Is that correct, Andres?
No, it's being hired already. The board
Being hired
approved
already.
Alvarado Architects and Associates for it.
Okay, so what we're trying to do is a board determination to procurement method, board determination as to who gets the authority to rank, and then the criteria and points to be used in the ranking proposals. Do I get a motion?
You already had a motion, huh?
No?
No, we don't have a motion.
No motion yet.
Where's the item?
I move that we have a board determination of procurement method, that the administration rank the proposals, and then, of course, use the criteria points to be used for ranking the proposals.
I'll second.
And you going with the competitive sale proposals that we're
Yes.
recommending?
Competitive seal proposals.
Okay, we have a motion by Isidoro and a second by Oscar to again proceed with sealed proposals.
Correct.
To let administration rank the administration rank and to approve the criteria as presented by administration. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
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 Motion carries. Item L, discussion and possible action for the board to consider, discussion and possible action for the board to consider approval of a fencing improvement project at the following schools: Silva Elementary, Gonzalez Elementary, Margot Elementary, North Bridge Elementary, Horton AEP, Joe Calvillo, Kate Complex, Aquatic Center, and Kate Early College High School. Item 1, board determination, procurement method of construction that will provide the best value to the district for the project. Item 2, board determination to retain the authority to rank the proposals to be received for this project, or board delegation of their authority to administration to rank the proposals to be received. And item 3, approval of criteria and points to be used for ranking the proposal. Andres.
Yes, Mr. Lopez, Dr. Canales, members of the board. This is another project that was ranked by the Facilities Committee and the board. We estimate the cost to be around $525,000 for those 8 schools. And we have information, prices on the cost for wrought iron or chain link fence. We have the measurements for the schools, and we'd like to proceed with the project. And we'd like for the board to approve a method of construction so we can go out for proposals on this.
You have the money.
Yes, sir.
Have these fences proven to be effective in providing safety for the students? I mean,
would
have they
say
cut
so.
down on any
I
incidents?
would like.
I'm going to say they have, especially around the playgrounds, specifically, and I can state that the fencing at B. Garza, they have a soccer field, and there was no fencing prior to this, and it has, I'm going to say it has helped you with.
We've had less vandalism, also less broken windows in the cafeteria also.
Okay.
And they haven't, the new marquee hasn't been torn up like the old one.
Andres, you have here $1 million for fences on what you gave the board? Is it $1 million or is it 500,000?
Well, 525,000 is for the chain link, the wrought iron. The remainder of the money is to put lock
Okay, so $1 million?
all the fences that we've
Is it $1
done.
million or $500,000?
$500,000 right now.
But you got $1 million right here.
Yes,
So
that
which-
include-
I don't know, which one is it?
for the locking of the fences. This is part,
It's
half
$1
of the
million.
project. This is half of the project.
$1 million,
The total, yes.
total $1 million.
Yes. Right now, we're only
Is
looking
there a
at half.
fence there right now on some of these schools? Isn't there a fence there already?
We had, Silva and Gonzalez don't have fence in the front, so we're gonna put a wrought iron like we did with the other schools. Margot doesn't have anything in the front either. Kate has got chain link, so we wanted a
Here's
place to
another
put
$1 million.
wrought iron to have everything the same for everybody.
Okay, so do I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the procurement method of construction as by administration's competitive bid proposals, that the board makes the determination to retain their authority to rank the proposals,
With the
And
board or administration?
it says the board here. The board to make, sorry, I got a big glare on my screen.
Board to rank them?
Yep, board to rank and board approve, A, B, and C.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Andrew and a second by Oscar to go with sealed proposals and the board to do the ranking, and also the board to approve the criteria as presented?
That's what it has right here, if I'm reading it
Okay.
correctly. Right? C
That-
says that
That's
board
the
approve.
motion. Any discussion?
Yeah, you know, here we have projects, and this board has come to administration on several occasions, is when are we gonna get the ball rolling? When are we gonna do these things? When? The last 2 years, that's all I've ever heard is when. So now that we're starting to do these things, and the money has already been budgeted for these projects, we're starting to question ourselves. We've already done some of our schools, and now we're just trying to finish out the remaining schools that we have. Is it a lot of money? Yes, but these are the things that business office has budgeted for. And this is something that these facility committees had ranked as priorities. And those are the schools that already have our fences. I hope that they are keeping our children safe, and I can truly believe that they are, and that y'all do a wonderful job. And I just want that for the rest of the district.
Perfect.
Andres, and I think for the past 3 years, if I'm correct, we've allocated, some money for safety, which is part of the fencing, right? Is that
Yes, sir.
correct? So this money was part that, that we allocated from last year in the budget already?
Yes. And
Okay.
so we didn't spend it when ended up going to the fund balance, so we're taking it from there.
Right, okay,
But we had already earmarked it for it, yes.
sounds good.
Okay. So we have a motion by Andrew and a second by Oscar. All those in favor of going with the sealed proposals, board ranking, and board criteria as presented, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say no.
No.
Motion carries. Item M. Discussion and possible action for the board to consider approval to hire Trinity MEP Engineering to design the plans and specifications and oversee the construction of the following projects. Project 1, lighting for the tennis courts of Weslaco High School and Weslaco East High School. Item 2, electrical system upgrades at Margot Elementary. And item 3, fire alarm, security alarm systems project at Weslaco High School and fire alarm system project at Central Office Administration Complex. Andres.
Yes, Mr. Lopez, Dr. Canales, members of the board. This project also, it includes, this is to hire an engineer. We'd like for the board to hire the engineer, MEP Trinity Engineering, the mechanical engineers, for them to do the 3 projects that the board already approved. The light course of the tennis courts, high school has 10 courts, only 5 have lights, but they're already old. And East High School has 8 courts and they don't have any lights. So Facilities Committee has gone through this on this project and the other ones, and they approved them. And we'd like to have the engineer hired so they can start working on this process. Trinity MEP had already helped us with another light project at the high school, and they did a very good job. We'd like for them to help us with the rewiring. The electrical system at Margot is pretty old. So now that we have more computers, more items like that, they don't have enough power. So we'd like to help with that. And then the fire alarm at high school needs to be renovated. Central office, all these are buildings, got them been working for a while, so we'd like to do that as well.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second. And Andres.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, we have a motion by Oscar and a second by Isidoro to approve the hiring of Trinity MEP Engineering to design the plan specification of the projects just discussed. Go ahead.
So all those lights will be replaced like at Weslaco High School?
Yes, sir.
Will be those that
We
are.
new lights, all 10 courts.
And that includes the poles also on the price
Yes.
and all that for Weslaco East?
Weslaco doesn't have anything, so we need to put them all over there. Lights, poles.
Are they LED lights, or is it a special light for the tennis court?
We're not, right now, the LED is not very very feasible to do as far as the payback, cost versus, the payback on the savings. So we're just going traditional metal halide HID lamps, just what you see at the baseball field or at the high school. That's what we're going with.
I'm sure with the hiring of the engineer, he'll provide the best product at the time.
Sounds good. This will allow us to also finish tennis tournaments, Coach Riojas? 'Cause I know part of the grief, both schools, but more at East, not being able to finish.
Yes, sir. Right now, what we do for East is we rent portable lights for events. We just hosted the district tennis tournament. We rented lights for Weslaco East. We're using both facilities. Because we only have 5 courts lit at Weslaco High School, we had to use, I believe it was Airport Park for part of the tournament this weekend as well.
Oh, wow.
Because we don't have, but we still make it work, sir.
Thank you.
We hosted the district tournament, correct?
Yes, sir. District tennis. Yes, sir, we did.
All those in favor of,
One more discussion here real quick. So what's the total cost of this project?
let's see.
I don't have it handy with me. On the tennis courts, this is just to hire the engineer. On the tennis courts, I believe it was 810,000 for the project. The Margot was 200 and,
I believe the budget for the tennis courts came in at 700,000.
it went down?
700,000, what we have budgeted, so it's 800,000, right.
We're just hiring the engineer at this
Right.
point, right?
Right now,
Not
yes.
spending the money on the project itself?
Right, they'll put the spec to it and they'll give us a better estimate. We had budgeted those amounts.
So for all 3 projects, it's an estimated of
Will you
1.5
provide that
million.
information in the update?
Right.
So that
Yes,
we
sir.
can do that.
We'll
Okay. I'm
provide.
sure we've gotten it at one point or another, but
But the amount that we had estimated at the beginning, we have it. And the project's coming less, or we'll have more money. Some might need more, I don't know.
And I'm in favor of this fire alarm system district-wide. Is this part of this one or just one school for the
Well,
fire?
right now, it's high school and,
So, but you
central
have here
office.
district-wide. So you're not using the district-wide
No, well,
on this project?
we started district, but that's some misnomer.
Okay, so the agenda is to approve only the Trinity. I'm okay with that.
okay. So we have a motion by Oscar and a second by Isidoro to approve the hiring of Trinity MEP Engineering for the following projects that we just mentioned. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item 13, closed meeting to discuss. Item A, personal matters, Texas Government Code 551.074.
Mr. President, it's item number 12.
Huh?
Item 12.
Okay, item 12.
That's from legal counsel, not for me, so.
Well, mine says 13. Is there a typo? Okay,
Oh.
correction.
It is item 13 according to legal counsel.
It is item 13. No correction needed. Where was I? Okay. Closed meetings to discuss personnel matters, Texas Government Code 551.074. Item 1, employment of personnel, new hires. Item 2, resignations. Item 3, deliberation regarding the appointment, employment evaluation, reassignment duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, Texas Government Code 551.074 and 551.071. Item A, discussion of renewal of probationary term, continuing, and dual contracts for teachers and support personnel for the 2017-2018 school year. Item B, discussion renewal contracts for district administrators and campus instruction facilitators on one-year contracts. Item C, discussion and renewal of contracts for key personnel, administrators, and principals on two-year contracts. And then B, consultation with legal counsel regarding A, pending or contemplated litigation, B, a settlement offer, or C, a matter in which the duty of the attorney to the Weslaco ISD under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code number 551.071. And the time is 9:13, and this board is going into closed session. Time is 9:51, and this board is back in open session. Possible action if necessary on items discussed in closed meeting. Item A, Personnel Matters, Texas Government Code 551.074. Number 1, Employment of Personnel, New Hires. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, you have the list, and we recommend approval as discussed in closed session.
I move to accept.
Second?
We have a motion by Andrew and a second by Patrick to accept as presented by our superintendent. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item 2, resignations. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, there is no action for this one except the request for withdrawal of a resignation.
Is that right?
I move to accept the withdrawal of the resignation submitted by Ms. J. Chavez on April 10th, 2017.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion by by Andrew and a second by Patrick on the resignations. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item 3, deliberation regarding the employment evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, Texas Government Code 551.074 and 551.071. Item A, discussion of renewal of probation term and continuing dual contracts for teachers and support personnel for 2017-2018 school year. Dr. Canales.
Okay, Board of Trustees, you have the list, and I'm recommending approval as discussed in closed session.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Andrew and a second by Isidoro to accept the renewals of personnel, teachers and support personnel for the 2017-18 school year, which are probationary term and continuing dual contracts. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item B, discussion of renewal of contracts for district administrators and campus instruction facilitators on one-year contracts. Dr. Canales.
Recommend that we move forward as discussed in closed session.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion by Andrew and a second by Patrick to proceed as discussed in closed session on the district administrators and campus instruction facilitators on one-year contract. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Item C, discussion renewal of contracts for key personnel, administrators, and principals on 2-year contracts. Dr. Canales.
Board of Trustees, you have the list of administrators and principals for 2-year contracts. At this time, I recommend the approval of renewals as discussed in closed session.
So moved.
Second. Okay.
Good job, principals.
We have a motion by Andrew and a second by Dr. Rodriguez to renew the contracts of key personnel, administrators, and principals on 2-year contracts. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The ayes have it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, principals, and all the staff that we
That's right.
just renewed. Item B, consultation with legal counsel regarding A, pending or contemplated litigation, B, settlement offer, C, matter in which the duty attorney of Weslaco ISD under the Texas Disciplinary Rules of Professional Conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflict with the Chapter 551 of Texas Government Code 551.071. That, I believe, is a non-action item?
That's right.
Okay, so we'll move on to item number 15, which is adjournment.
So moved.
We're done. Time is 9:55 and this meeting's over.